Number 556 on the calendar in the matter of Tillinghast versus Stott. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
How old are you, Tony?
20.
And you?
21.
You two gals had been friends and decided to take an apartment together. According to your complaint, the defendant owes you some money because you leased this apartment and she moved out early, didn't pay the rent for 3 months. The defendant says that her boyfriend settled with you. She's got a counterclaim. She said that your friends destroyed a mattress of hers. What prompted you to take an apartment together?
We've been best friends all our lives. We live next door to each other. I wanted to get out of my parents, and she wanted to move out to hide her relationship with her boyfriend over there.
That's you?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
59. 60. I just turned 60 yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You have children?
Yes.
How old?
35 and 37.
When did you lease this apartment?
In the end of May.
And how long was the lease?
6 months.
What was the rent?
$965.
So far, is all of that correct?
Yes.
You thought your parents wouldn't like the idea of going out with this gentleman?
Correct.
They think he was a little too old for you?
Correct.
When did you move out?
August 27th, 2004.
Why?
The plaintiff here, which Tony, she had her friends over. They were drinking, smoking pot, drinking beer. There was condoms on the floor, and one of her friends had threatened me, so I called the police and I moved out.
One of her friends had threatened you with what?
Verbally threatened, and also picked up a pen and acting like she was going to.
That's not true.
Shh, just a second. When did this happen?
The night of August 27th.
What was the argument about?
The argument was about her friends and her all over my belongings, trashing some of my stuff that I had.
Were you spending every day at the apartment?
No.
You were spending most of the time at your boyfriend's home?
Yes.
So you were really just paying the rent for this apartment as a beard?
Yes.
Are you living together now?
Yes.
Have your parents accepted that?
No. They know about it, but no, they have not.
Did you give her any money for the remaining 3 months on the lease?
I gave her $400 in, I believe it was...
When?
September.
After you left?
Correct. And then another $400 in October.
Why?
Because the day was August 28th. It was a Saturday. After her friend had threatened to throw the manager off the balcony, again, the police were called. And when I moved out, there was a verbal agreement between her and I and my boyfriend that said we will pay you $400 this month and $400 next month to make a total of $800.
Are you still living in the apartment?
No.
When did you leave?
I left right after the lease because I couldn't afford it, and my bills were past due.
Tell me about your friends in the apartment. Do they spend a lot of time in the apartment, Tony?
I have my witness, Ashley. She was in the apartment quite often because she was not doing well with her father, so she was there a lot.
Interesting. Come on up. Talk to me. You're Ashley?
Yes.
You were spending a great deal of time in the apartment?
Mm-hmm.
How many days? 5 days a week?
At least.
And where did you sleep?
In her bed.
Whose
in
bed?
Tawny's bed.
Tawny's bed. And where
Yes.
did she sleep?
She slept in her bed also.
Did you pay rent?
No.
After the defendant moved out, did you continue to go there 5 days a week?
No.
Why not?
I was looking for a job over at my dad's house.
When did you stop going over there 5 days a week?
Right after all the mattress incident happened.
You mean right after August 27th?
Yeah.
That's miraculous. So you mean right after all of this happened, you stopped going over there 5 days a week?
Well, because the manager didn't want people over there that wasn't paying rent, and they said that you couldn't be over there more than 72 hours.
She didn't want any conflict, so I just stayed there by myself most of the time and just went out when I wanted to be with my friends.
What were you doing at that time? Go to school?
No, I just do housework and clean up at her house. She'd go to work and I'd stay there and do all the chores and laundry and clean.
We had planned.
What, are you kidding me or what? How old are you?
18.
You get over on this baloney with your family? Huh?
No.
So what makes you think you're going to get over with this baloney on me? I mean, do you think that they hire me because I'm stupid?
No.
You think that they pay me all this money because I'm an idiot? You want me to believe that you're a house cleaner in her house. Is that what you want me to believe?
That's what I do.
What? That's what you do?
Yeah.
No, she just stayed with me. She was trying to look for a job, and in the morning she'd clean up, and help me out.
What?
She was helping me out by
Are you a big slob? Why should you? You're one person. You're one person. Why should you need to have a brigade of people to take care of you?
I was just helping her out because she needed a job, and she couldn't stay with her dad, so she stayed with me a lot.
Right. That wasn't the arrangement, Tawny, my dear. The arrangement with her is it's her apartment and yours. You want her to pay half the rent. You pay half the rent. The two of you live there, not the two of you and anybody that you feel sorry for. So for half the time that she was paying rent and not living there, she was living there. And then miraculously, Miss Smarty Pants says that the day after this incident, when she left, she all of a sudden decided she could stay at home with her parents.
She actually went and stayed with her grandma for a while.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're talking to your parents?
Yes.
Great. Keep that open. That's the one constant that you have.
And later today,
He got very angry because I wasn't interested in dating him. He threatened my job. He threatened my life. He said, I know where you work. I know where you live. And I hung up the phone on him.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tawny Tillinghast says her former best friend, Tiffany Stott, owes for breaking a lease. Tiffany says Tawny's partying forced her out.
She paid you. She came home. She found things going on there that she didn't like, people living there that weren't supposed to be living there, and she was gracious enough to pay you for 2 months, or a substantial part of it for 2 months, and she wasn't there at all.
She was never there to begin with.
I got it. I got it. That's why you had the apartment to yourself. You could invite anybody who you wanted to come on over and live there, which you did. So she was very nice to you. You should have started to advertise immediately when she moved out to get a new roommate. Did you do that?
I tried to see if any of my friends...
Did you advertise for a new roommate?
It was only a one-bedroom. No one wants to share a one-bedroom.
Okay. Now, are you pursuing your counterclaim for the ruined mattress?
I don't need to. Once she brought this upon me, I figured I might as well bring something upon her.
Well, by bringing it upon her, you're also visiting it upon Byrd and me. You don't want to do that, do you?
No.
Perfect. What do?
I'm an office manager.
You're talking to your parents?
Yes.
Great. Keep that open. That's the one constant that you have. Okay?
Okay.
Good. You withdrawing your claim for the mattress?
Yes.
Perfect. And your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
This girl is my best friend since I've known her forever. She let some 60-year-old man change her into someone she was not.
I remember telling Tiffany, I said, watch it because Tawny is kind of wild.
Pot, smoking.
I did party. What can you say? I'm like a regular 20-year-old. I'm not like a 20-year-old dating a 60-year-old man.
She was arrested at Mervin's for stealing merchandise, and she was ordered to pay.
She used to be sweet. Now she calls me and yells and harasses me on the phone with him whispering in the background, telling her what to say, you know.
Tawny said she had changed. That's fine. But obviously she hadn't changed.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Haynes versus Lang. Step forward, please.
County Inspector Douglas Haynes is suing his former friend, event coordinator Kimberly Lang, for the return of furniture he loaned her. Kimberly claims Douglas gave her the furniture.
Mr. Haynes, you and the defendant had a friendship, according to what I read. You met at a car dealership and you had dinner a couple of times. And it is your claim that you loaned the defendant some furniture that you had because you were doing some remodeling in your house or garage. And you now want the furniture back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lang says that you never loaned her this furniture. You said that you were getting rid of it, but you'd like to have it. She said yes. She did in fact take the furniture because she was new to the area and didn't have any furniture that she had brought with her. That it was not a loan, but a gift. First, show me the furniture that you allegedly loaned to her. I see two people, one with a beard and his shirt open, and one lady with glasses on.
Those are my previous neighbors, and that's the stereo cabinet behind them.
Okay. And then we have a brass bed.
Yes.
Okay. Two dressers, I see. What about this sofa? You want this back?
No, it's 23 years old.
Looks as if it was 23 years old. How long did you know Miss Lang before you loaned her this furniture?
Approximately 1 month.
And tell me the circumstances surrounding your loaning her the furniture.
Well, I'm putting an addition on my garage plus a room on top, and there was some heavy beams I had to remove. I didn't want to damage it, so I was going to put it in storage. And Kimberly didn't have any furniture yet. So I mentioned that, well, if she can store it for me and use it, then that would help me out. And on January 2nd, we delivered the furniture, but I noticed that she already had 2 dressers. And then we had some disagreements. And
Could you look at me?
Oh, okay. We had some disagreements, and we were going to meet for breakfast.
Could you look at me? Straight on. I mean, I don't want to embarrass you if you have something wrong with your neck. I just want you to look over here so I can tell what your eyes are telling me in addition to what your mouth is telling me, Mr. Haynes.
Okay. And on January 13th, we were going to meet for breakfast.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't show up, and it upset me. So I went over to see her, and I decided that I didn't want any more to do with the relationship, and I called her up and said, I don't want to do this anymore. May I have my furniture back? And she did call me on the 17th and said I could not have the furniture back, that I made a big mistake and I blew it, and also that I'd have to take her to court to get the furniture back.
Who is this person?
This is my sister, and she had 2 conversations with Kimberly when we were delivering the furniture.
Okay, step up. Tell me your name.
Sandra Haynes.
Who delivered the furniture to Miss Lang?
My brother and Kimberly both.
What did you have to do with it?
Doug was telling me, with Kimberly there, that Kimberly had agreed to store his furniture, and it was a convenient situation because she had no furniture, and so it kind of helped them both out.
Okay. That's it?
That's it. They didn't stay that long.
Do you have any other conversation with her?
Yes, I did.
When?
I believe after she got back from Los Angeles on the 17th. I called her because she had let Doug know that day that he was not getting back his furniture. So I asked Kimberly, why aren't you giving my brother back his furniture? And she said that she was angry at Doug. Doug was angry at her. She got her parents involved. They didn't want her having anything to do with him, and it was out of her hands. Number 2, yes, this was payback time. She had to get back at my brother because of breaking.
Don't tell me breaking up. I'm not interested.
Yes.
I just want to know what she said to you and what you said to her.
Conversation. And I said, I do not understand. Why can't we just come over and pick up the furniture? It has sentimental value. It's my parents' old wedding set.
And she said?
She said she'd think about it.
Okay, good. Thank you. Now I'll hear you.
Okay. I had met Doug 2 times prior to that date at the car dealership that I worked at. He was a customer. He had subsequently made a phone call to me that he had some furniture that he needed to get rid of, and he knew from our previous conversation that I had an empty apartment and that my stuff was in storage in Orange County. Asked me if I'd be interested in coming by and taking a look at the furniture because he needed to get rid of it. He was doing this remodel. I went by there. It was either the 31st or the 1st of December, or January 1st. Looked at the furniture. The next day was when he actually delivered it to my place. I did drop by his sister's house, yes, and met her for the first time, but I was quite surprised that Doug had already explained to her the arrangement that was made with the furniture because she seemed to know what was going on. The furniture was not a loan. It was actually a gift. And so I wasn't at liberty to explain to her what was going on, but I was quite surprised that she understood what was going on.
Just a second. Sure. She suggested to you that the furniture was a loan or a gift?
No. She stated, so my brother delivered the furniture this morning, yes. And how does it look, and did you set it up, and so forth. And I explained to her at the time we did set up the bed. At that point, it was pouring rain. We had a mattress in the back of Doug's truck that was being delivered to my parents. I was sleeping on the floor on a mattress. So we stopped by her house on the way to my parents to drop off that mattress. I didn't hear from Doug again until the 17th of January. I got back from Orange County. There was a message on my machine, and at that point was when he asked me to dinner. I refused to have dinner with him, and I was not interested in dating Doug. He got very angry because I wasn't interested in dating him, and he started demanding his furniture back. I don't know why he was getting upset with me at that point. He threatened my job. He threatened my life. He says, I know where you work. I know where you live. This is going to escalate, and he made some threats, and I hung up the phone on him. That's when his sister called me.
Miss Lang?
Yes.
You sound like an intelligent lady.
Thank you.
He sounds, according to you, like a nut.
Yes.
And the only nexus that you had to this nut was these pieces of furniture that you had had for 15 days.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So if I were being a smart person, I would say to myself, miscommunication, it was a gift and now he wants it back, but he's a real nut and he's threatening me. Douglas, get a police officer, get your truck, come over and get your furniture. We now have nothing to do with each other. There is no reason for you to call me. There's no reason for you to have anything to do with me. That's what a smart person says.
Under normal circumstances?
Not a stupid person who says, now I'm dealing with a nut.
You're right.
And I have furniture that I've had for 2 weeks. Furniture that belonged to your parents may have some sentimental value to you, sir. It's junk. I mean, I've looked at it. It's junk. The only thing that looks anywhere that somebody might want to keep is this brass bed. And I may not be a furniture maven, but I have a pretty good eye. The only value that that bedroom set has is sentimental value, because other than that, it has no value. Now,
Your Honor, I do have. When I went to Orange County, when I rented a pickup truck, and I do have a receipt here that shows when I actually picked up the truck and when I actually returned it, there was furniture that I left behind because now I had an apartment full of furniture. I now had 2 dressers, a bed, a coffee table, a couch. There were things that I left behind in storage. So when
are you telling me, Ms. Lang, that the couch you left behind was not as nice?
No, I didn't have
just a second. The couch that you left behind was not as nice as this couch? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
That's not what I'm saying. I did not have a couch in storage.
Right. I mean, I was a little confused. Give him back his furniture. Now!
Thank you.
And say, I'm going to borrow that mattress from my parents again if I have to have a mattress to sleep on. But I don't want Mr. Haynes in my life. I don't want his sister in my life. I don't want this nut calling my job. I just want it over. And I'm going to give him back his parents' furniture so he can put his underwear in it, and give him back his brass bed so he can sleep on it. And I don't want to have anything to do with me anymore. Is that fine, Douglas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Your Honor, this is case number 568 on the calendar in the matter of Rast versus Trenholm. Thank you. Parties have been sworn in, Judge.
Byrd.
You're welcome. Have a seat, y'all.
Mr. Trenholm, you and the plaintiff knew each other. She was buying a condo or a co-op.
I had previously bought it. I bought it in February.
And you made an arrangement with her for you to rent a room in her condo. According to Miss Rast's complaint, she was going to be out of town for a few days prior to your moving in.
Yes, Your Honor.
But because you were friends, she said, why don't you move in some of your stuff even before the lease period starts? I'm not going to be there. So far, are we on the same page?
Well, no, Your Honor. Actually, she said that I could move into the premises early myself.
Oh, that
To be
was even
attendance.
nice. Just a second, that was even nicer.
Yes.
Chantam. Mm-hmm. So she was a great gal, and you moved in. When did you move in?
On the 13th
Of
June
of
2004.
And what furniture did you move in with, sir?
I moved in a guitar. I moved in a...
Just a second. Can you sit on it?
No.
What
You could, but I
furniture
don't
did
think
you
that would be
move in?
comfortable.
I said.
I moved a portable fold-out chair that turned into a bed. I moved in a couple of other chairs, some lamps.
Clothes?
Clothes. There's a couple bags of clothes there. And then...
Bags? You mean suitcases?
Yeah,
or
suitcases.
shopping
I had packed all my clothes up.
Now, at some point, you had a few guests over.
Yes, Your Honor.
When was that?
That was on June 18th. It was a few days prior to my birthday, and I invited a few friends over to watch the Red Sox game and celebrate my birthday.
So you were at that point a tenant?
Yes.
How much rent had you paid?
None.
Tenants pay rent.
They do, but we had no written
Mr.
contract,
Trenholm.
Your Honor.
You don't have to have a written contract, Mr. Trenholm. You can be a month-to-month tenant without it. But as long as your behind is in her apartment and you say that you were going to be a lessee, you're a tenant.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tenants pay rent.
But she had told me verbally, we had a verbal agreement that I could move in early, and that would not be the case because she knew that I was already in another lease. So it was in her goodwill that she allowed me to move in.
So you weren't a tenant.
I guess legally, no.
You were an invited guest.
I was a guest.
I love when I can reel them in. I love when they get reeled in like fish. Remember, Byrd, do you remember when you were a kid, they had those games at, I don't know if you ever went to Coney Island. You go to Coney Island? They had those fish tanks, and they gave you a fishing pole with a magnet at the end, you know, and you leaned over and you tried to catch as many as you could.
Yeah.
I liked that game as a child. All right, now back to you, Mr. Trenholm. So you had a few guests over to celebrate. What national holiday were we celebrating on the 18th of June?
My 22nd birthday, Your Honor.
Did you provide libation for this group?
Meaning? You'll have to forgive me, Your Honor.
Libation, drink.
I'm a music student.
Drink,
yes.
drink, libation. It's a word. It's English.
Yes.
What kind of libation did you provide for this group?
I didn't go out and buy any because there wasn't going to be high volumes of people there. Most of my friends, the few that came over, brought their own. It was kind of like a bring your own alcohol type of thing.
Give me the approximate age of these people that you invited over.
The youngest one was me, being 22, going up to the oldest one, Mike, who was 26.
How many were 22?
3.
How many were 23?
2, I believe. I think maybe 123, 124, actually.
And how many were 25?
None.
You were the oldest.
He has my age wrong. I was actually 24, and my girlfriend is 26.
One girlfriend.
Yes.
She looks young.
Oh, shh. I'm not finished. Your name is?
Mike Schaefer.
Mike. Step up here, Mike. Mike, how did your girlfriend feel being the only woman there?
She wasn't the only woman there, actually.
Really? She wasn't the only woman there?
No, she wasn't.
How many women were there?
4 or 5.
4 or 5, including your girlfriend or excluding your girlfriend?
Including, I'd estimate.
So let's say there were 5 women. We have Mr. Trenholm, who was celebrating his birthday. He's one person. Then we have 3 other 22-year-olds. That makes 4 people. A couple of little older. That makes 6 people. You're 7. 7 and 5 women. 12 people.
I invited 6 people, and a few of them brought friends. Girlfriends.
Oh, well, that's why I was just looking here, because you seem to suggest that there were just a few people. So that's a big gathering. And all these people brought their own alcohol.
Yep.
What did they do for food?
We ordered some pizza. There's a pizza place right across the street.
Okay, what time did your friends leave?
The majority of them left that evening, but Mike and his girlfriend and 2 of my other friends stayed.
Where did they sleep?
There's 2 pull-out couches in the living room of the apartment, so they stayed there, and I slept on the fold-out chair in my room.
What time did you get up in the morning?
It was relatively early, I believe 8 a.m., because I had to work that day as well.
What time do you have to be at work?
Noon. It was in New Hampshire. I had to travel.
So you had to get dressed to go to work?
Yes.
That didn't give you much opportunity to clean up.
I actually cleaned with my friends.
Yes.
Did you?
My girlfriend and my 2 female friends.
Do you have any proof of what your place looked like?
Oh,
when
I
you
do,
came home?
absolutely.
I'd like to see it, please.
I do have some pictures. And somebody,
Let's see
I just
what
want
kind of a cleaner Michael is.
I do want to say that somebody did sleep in my bed, and somebody had sex in my bed as well. There's nothing more humiliating than cleaning up somebody's used condom in the morning.
Miss Rass?
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I'm a student. I'm a full-time student, and I was working as a waitress at the time.
Okay. What are you studying?
I'm studying psychology.
What year are you in?
I am a junior now.
You seem like a relatively smart young woman. You've taken the basic psychology 101 and 103 and all those other psychology
Well, I can
classes.
spot us when I meet one.
All right. Ms. Rest, let me tell you this. Okay, without using profanity, it's really not necessary all the time. Sometimes using a butter knife to kill somebody is really much more fun than using, you know, a really sharp-edged tool.
That might be true.
It takes a lot longer.
A spoon.
Trust me, it works. A spoon works just as well. But what you should have learned so far in your studies is that a 22-year-old male has the equivalent age of a 7-year-old female.
That might even be a stretch.
And this one is 24. What do you do for a living?
I'm a loan officer at a mortgage company in New
You're a
Hampshire.
loan officer. Do you have a home?
I do.
Well, on the 18th of June, why didn't you go to your own home instead of staying over? Is not an answer.
It was late. I believe it was about 2 in the morning, and we have to drive about an hour, so I thought it was safer to stay.
Why?
Because
Isn't it nicer to sleep in your own bed and wake up in your own bed in the morning?
it certainly is, but I'd hate to be on the roads tired.
How about drunk?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
No one slept in her bedroom.
She didn't say that they slept in her bedroom. She said that they had sex in her bedroom. There's a difference. That only takes, unfortunately, sometimes a split second.
And later today,
Some guy threatened to kill him, put a gun to his head.
Is he still around or is he in jail?
He's still around.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Caroline Rask says former friend Derek Trenholm owes for damages to her condo as the result of a party. Derek says the lawsuit is revenge for breaking up with Caroline's friend.
I don't know what this is here. You want to tell me what this is?
Oh, if there's spots, that's a picture of my wall. That's beer on the wall.
Why is he smiling? Byrd, would you ask him why he's smiling?
Why are you smiling?
Because if you had seen the condition of the place the next morning after we cleaned it, you would realize how ridiculous it was that looks.
I am an extremely OCD person. My
Well, let me
house
tell you
is
something.
immaculate.
And these stains were on your sofa?
That's my sofa stain.
Oh. And how many used condoms did you clean up?
Just the one, but that's
in your bedroom?
pretty vile enough, yes.
You're absolutely right. Now, you brought that computer.
Yes.
Want to tell me why you brought the computer?
Whenever I leave my apartment, whenever I'm not in town, I close the computer up so it was like this and turned off when I left. I'm very protective of my computer. It has a lot of my work in it. And when I returned, the computer was open and it was on. And I do not use AOL Instant Messenger. I use just straight AOL. And Instant Messenger had been downloaded into my computer, and some people had used it, and I do have their screen names, so I do have evidence that they were on my computer. When I went to check my email, the computer was in a pool of beer. It looked like somebody had just wiped the front of it, but had not bothered to pick it up. I managed to get most of it out with a Q-tip. However, right in the mouse pad, there's still some beer that's visible if you look at it. And when the computer starts to heat up, the mouse sticks and doesn't work. And also the keys right here, they're broken, and the F4 is missing. So they're kind of glued on right now, just for functional purposes.
How much did you pay for that computer?
I want to say it was about $1,200. My dad bought it for me as a graduation gift from high school.
What do you have to say for yourself, sir?
Well, the computer she showed to me when I came back after the party, and she said, somebody did
spilled
something.
beer all over
That's
it.
what she said. And she's pointing at it saying, there's beer all over it, it's broken. And I'm looking at it saying, like, how can you possibly say that? There's nothing on it. There's no marks, there's no liquid, there's no
What
stickiness.
about your friends who used it?
I don't know if any of my friends used it. There was very few people there. I'd be surprised if that's the case.
I can show him the screen names.
So she's got a few screen names written down. It's completely ridiculous. After this incident, she told me, you know, you broke my computer. I can't believe you did that. My password was stored in there for AOL. 2 weeks later, she deleted my AOL account. I signed on, it was gone.
There's no way I can...
Just a second.
She deleted my AOL, she deleted my mail, she deleted my address book, she deleted my buddy list, and she deleted all the documents that were contained within my filing cabinet.
Show me.
I can't. There's no way to do that if somebody deletes your stuff.
There's no...
What about the beer stains all over her couch?
Those were not there when we left. It's complete fabrication. This is more about a personal vendetta.
What about the condom in her bed, sir?
That's completely false, too. That's a complete lie.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
I changed, not 7, 6. 6.
I told you it might be an
6. You know what he didn't learn? He didn't learn from his parents when they said, when you do something wrong, you have to say, I'm sorry, I apologize.
No one slept in her bedroom.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Let me tell you something. She didn't say that they slept in her bedroom. She said that they had sex in her bedroom. There's a difference. That only takes, unfortunately, sometimes a split second.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Trenholm, you don't need 8 hours to use a condom. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, my only problem with Miss Rast, and I want to tell you something, Miss Rast, you see, I have a big problem with you, and the problem is you're only suing him for $780.
That's a problem.
As far as I'm concerned, he has to replace that computer that cost $1,200. He would have to replace these couches, according to what I see here, because you're never going to get those stains out. So I don't have to go any further. For some reason,
What about the money
I'm speaking! For some reason, you decided to be kind to Mr. Trenholm, something that I certainly wouldn't do under the circumstances, and sue him only for a nominal amount of money, which I am pleased and joyful about being able to award you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $780. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I should have been suing him for a whole lot more for the cost of the computer to get fixed, as well as the damage in the apartment.
When you tell big enough lies, people listen to that over the truth.
I think that she just decided she'd lie and so that she would win the case.
I don't care if he was having, tea with the Queen. I don't care if he was having lunch with the mafia. The moral of the story is he damaged my apartment, and he should have to pay for that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Langari versus Cologne. Step forward, please.
18-year-old student Nydia Langari is suing her ex-boyfriend, 21-year-old promoter Hector Cologne, for money loaned and the cost of a necklace.
Miss Langari, this young man used to be a boyfriend of yours, and you, according to you, loaned him some money. One small loan was for him to remain alive since somebody was after him because he owed them money. And the other loan was for some clothes that he wanted, clothes and shoes and stuff. And then you found out that he wasn't the man that you thought he was.
Exactly.
And you want a necklace back that you let him borrow.
Which I believe he pounded.
Now, Mr. Cologne says that you're crazy about him, and you gave him money, and it was a gift. There was never any promise to pay you back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you are a special guy. You are a prize package. You are a unique man. Prime property.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Nydia Langari says ex-boyfriend Hector Cologne owes for loans and a lost necklace.
When did you first start to date this Prince Charming?
In December 23rd, 2004.
When did you make the first loan to him?
I think 2 weeks after, when he told me that some guy threatened to kill him, put a gun to his head, and he was telling me this story, and I offered to borrow the money, and he said he would pay me within 2 weeks.
Tell me about the loan that you had with this guy who put a gun to your head.
I was doing something for him and whatever.
No, I want you to be specific. I'm really interested. You were doing something for him. What were you doing?
I was selling drugs for him or whatever.
Okay, so he gave you drugs that you sold.
Yeah, and I supposed to owe him money. I spend the money. I owe them money.
What kind of drugs did you sell for him?
Weed.
Just marijuana.
Yeah.
How much did you sell?
It was pounds of it.
Do you love this? Do you love this? Remember that fishing game that I discussed with you?
Yeah.
The fishing poles and the magnets. Mr. Cologne, you sold pounds of marijuana for this guy. You made the money, and then you went and you spent it on something else. What'd you spend it on?
Clothes.
So you bought clothes with it. Didn't you think that that was a dangerous thing to do? How long had you known this guy?
For like 2 or 3 years.
Did you sell for him retail or wholesale? Shh, quiet! Did you sell in bulk to other people or little bits? Little bits. On a street corner or from your house?
They used to call me.
So you had regular customers?
Yeah.
Okay, so he had threatened to kill you?
Yeah.
With a gun?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Do you have children?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh, I knew you were going to say that. I knew he was going to say. How many children do you have?
I got one daughter.
Where does she live?
With her mother in New York.
Okay. So you took the money from her and she gave you the what, $150?
180.
And you gave it to the drug dealer?
Mm-hmm.
Is he still around or is he in jail?
He's still around.
What's his name?
His name is...
And you gave back his money?
Mm-hmm.
And then you were back in business?
No, after that I started working in a restaurant.
Oh, that's good. So you went legitimate?
Mm-hmm.
Good. When you started working, why didn't you give her back the money?
Because she said that to not worry about it as long as I'm safe. She never said to pay her back.
That's a lie.
Okay. Now, what about the clothes that you bought for him?
He just told me to borrow the money, that's all. So he said he was going to give it back to me in 2 weeks.
Go ahead.
I used to pick up at work sometimes on my day off, and she used to give me money here and there. She used to not tell me to pay her back. She used to say, don't worry about it.
What'd she say? Just here, take this and go buy yourself something?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? She was seriously in love with me.
That's a lie.
Okay. Now, what about the chain?
The chain, when she gave it to me, we was in her house or whatever, and she was not even supposed to have people in her house. We got caught in her house, and her mother was saying stuff in Spanish that she never raised up her daughter to have guys in the house or whatever. And the chain was already loose, and I never pawned her chain. It was
You just lost it?
I lost it. I was in the club, and it was loose, and I lost it.
Did she give it to you, or did she let you borrow it?
No, she gave it to me and said there's a change. So when you lay down, like when I go to sleep, to think about me.
Let me tell you something, Miss Lingara. Mr. Colon, whatever he is, he's not a liar. I can tell you that right now, because right now he has acknowledged that he committed felonies for the last 3 years. Anybody that would acknowledge to me that he has been a drug dealer for a very long time, sold marijuana, bought it wholesale, sold it retail, is not going to lie to me about a stupid thing like $150 that you gave him or some clothes that you bought for him. It's not, put your hand down, you're winning. So I have to decide whether these things that you gave him were gifts or they were loans. I don't think that they were loans. You got angry with him, according to you, because you found that he was lying to you, that he had a child, that he had a woman.
And that's the when I started to avoid him. I stopped the relationship.
Good.
Because I didn't want to be with somebody.
Miss Lingara, that was very, very smart. I think you should stay away from Mr. Colon until you're really certain that he is gone legit. But these monies that you gave him, I don't believe were loans. I don't believe it, because I have to decide who's lying. And anybody so stupid as to acknowledge in front of 8 million people that he's a drug dealer is not going to lie to me about a couple of dollars in loans. Thank you very much. Case closed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She gave it to me. She said,
This is case number 593 on the calendar in the matter of Martin versus Larson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Martin, the defendant was your boyfriend?
Yes.
According to your complaint, he assaulted you?
Yes.
And broke your collarbone?
Yes.
Mr. Larson says that he did no such thing, and that, as a matter of fact, on the day in question, it was you who assaulted him. Where did the assault take place?
At my house.
Is there any reason why you're smiling?
No. No.
I wouldn't smile if somebody assaulted me. I'd have a frowny face on.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What time at your house?
Probably about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mr. Larson, what were you doing at her house at 3 or 4 in the afternoon?
Actually, that's not when it happened, but I was at her house from about 3 to 4 o'clock because she worked that day, didn't have a babysitter for her 2 boys. I had my little boy, so I watched him for her.
So this was prearranged that you were going to be there?
Yes, it was. Then she...
Do you remember the date?
Nope, all I could tell you was it was Sunday in middle of
the 23rd
January.
Of?
January.
And you were not living together at the time?
No.
Okay, it's 3 or 4 o'clock, you're babysitting for her 2 children, your child. What happened?
She came home in a bad mood, so I called some friends, left, went and watched some football games with them, came back later because my truck had broke down in front of her house.
What'd you do with your son?
Oh, his mom had came and picked him up by this time.
What were you in a bad mood about?
Because I got a phone call at work saying that my kids have been home by themselves for about 2 hours. I guess his truck broke down and left my kids home by themselves for 2 hours, so I was pretty upset.
It wasn't 2 hours. I did her a favor, took her to work because she doesn't have a car. I drop her off at work. About halfway back to her house, my truck breaks down. Grabbed my stuff out of there and got to her house as quick as I could. The kids were maybe there a half an hour.
How old are they?
10 and 5.
Okay, but that's why she was in a bad mood. Okay, so you left.
Yes.
And there was no altercation?
No.
Did you come back?
Yes.
Okay. What happened when he came back?
I asked him to leave. I didn't want him there. He was making excuses. He didn't have a ride. He had nowhere to go. I kept telling him, leave, just leave, just leave. You know, and it turned into an argument. He would not leave. I went to go in my bedroom and lock the door, and he grabbed my hair and pulled me to the ground in the hallway and landed on top of me and took the cell phone, the batteries out of the cell phone so I couldn't call the police. He was really abusive. He wouldn't leave for anything. I was just trying to get away from him. I was trying to leave the house. He wouldn't let me leave the house.
Report?
Yep.
I'd like to see it, please, along with your medical records.
Okay. My neighbor is the one that actually called 911. And on the 3rd page, it shows where she had called.
You want to tell me your version of these events, Mr. Larson, before I finish the police report, please?
Yes. Pretty much nothing what she said is how it happened. I came back. You know, I didn't think that there was going to be an altercation. I just left earlier. I just left earlier in the day so there wouldn't be an altercation. I'm not into drama. I don't like to argue.
What did you come back for?
My truck was there, and it had broke down earlier when I'd taken her to work, so I was going to stop by, see if I could get it to start. If not, see if maybe I could get somebody to tow it
Okay, but the truck was outside. You didn't park the truck inside the house, right?
Right, but I didn't think we'd get in an argument going in the house.
But you had already had an argument. You said she was in such a bad mood that you left.
She was in a bad mood. We didn't necessarily argue. I just ended up leaving before we did argue.
Okay.
And the next thing I know, I found some stuff laying around her house that I confronted her about, namely like some checks of mine that she'd taken and written, forged my signature on. I asked her
now
about
when had you found those items?
that day when I was babysitting the kids. I found them. And it wasn't the right time when she got off work.
Just a second.
Okay.
So before she got home in this bad mood, you had been snooping around the house.
Something like, yes.
And you came across some items that distressed you, like checks of yours that she had forged.
Yes.
Well, that would make me very
Angry?
angry. Yes, that would make me angry.
No, I was more shocked.
Shocked?
I wasn't really angry at all. That's why I didn't say anything when she came home from work. The kids were there. It wasn't the right time to confront her when the kids were there.
So then you left.
So I left.
Now, when you came back allegedly to take care of your truck,
Yes.
but you went into the house.
Right.
Now, what happened when you got into the house, Mr. Larson?
I basically sat down on the couch. She was standing above me
What
yelling.
were you doing sitting on the couch?
Well, I just came up the stairs and sat down on the
Was your truck fixed?
couch. No. We were talking.
Talking about what?
I was confronting her about the checks that I'd found.
Okay, though that would seem normal.
Then she got angry. I guess basically that she wasn't sneaking it. She got caught. And so she got angry. And that's when she came after me.
How did she do that?
Well, she'd asked me to leave. She'd kicked my backpack, so I bent down on all fours to pick a few things up, put them back in the small pockets of my backpack, and that's when she hit me over the back of the head with I don't know what, but it sent tingles down my arms and legs. There was no attack on her whatsoever. And as far as any injuries she had, those were probably from her ex the week before. He beat her up pretty good, and she had filed a protective order, and that's why the neighbor, when they heard any sort of loud voices, called the police because they didn't know if he was over there again.
You telling me what the neighbor was thinking when she called the police?
It's my bad.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Since this incident happened, has he slept over? No.
I've slept over
How many times, Mr. Larson?
every other day.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Celeste Martin says ex-boyfriend Jeremy Larson assaulted her during a heated argument. Jeremy says Celeste hit him over the head.
Why did you take the batteries out of the telephone, sir?
I mean, the backs just came
Why
off
did you
and
take-
out. I didn't unhook them and take them out.
You mean simultaneously, the two telephones that are in the house had their batteries
No,
fall
one
out?
of them was downstairs on the charger. We were upstairs. There was one of them right there.
How did the batteries get out of this phones?
I didn't take them out. I didn't tell her she couldn't call anybody.
Had you been drinking that day?
I think I'd had about one beer the whole time I was over watching football.
What did you hit him with, Miss Martin?
I did not hit him.
Well, the police noted that he had a mark on the side of his neck and a redness to the back of his neck.
It must have happened when we were in the hallway and he, you know, in the way of me trying to get away from him, it might have scratched his head, but I did not hit him. I was trying to get away from him.
Your Honor,
Shh. You appear to be a rather intelligent young man, Mr. Larson. You seem to get it. Wrong, perhaps, but you get it.
Not usually.
How come there were papers thrown all around, Mr. Larson?
Those were some of the things that I'd found. Tax returns of mine that she'd gotten out of a filing cabinet.
Okay, now what were they doing thrown around the bedroom? Who threw them around the bedroom?
I didn't throw them. When I left earlier, they were in a stack. She knew that I'd found them. When I came back,
I'm
I
talking
don't
about
know
the
what
police.
happened.
No, I'm talking about the police, what the police found.
I mean, she could have, they were on the floor in a room. She could have kicked him when she was she gets quite irate.
But you weren't irate that she found some stuff there that you felt as if she was being deceptive about.
But again, I never was really upset about it. I just thought, what stupidity.
Have you ever had any arrests for domestic assault, Mr. Larson?
No, I have
Yes,
not.
he has.
When, Miss Martin?
Once with his ex-wife, probably 4 or 5 years ago, and then he got arrested twice with me for domestic.
full.
They were probably within the last year. July.
Arrested or just there were complaints?
Arrested. He was
No.
arrested twice, and there was a few complaints.
That is a total lie.
No, I am.
I've never had a domestic call from my ex-wife that I was with 15 years or been arrested with her previously.
Have there been calls to the house with regard to the two of you?
Yes.
I think there was one before this one.
Okay.
Several.
Okay. Okay.
Your Honor, I think she could probably tape me in a fight, so why would I pick a fight with her? She's a good-sized girl. You're not rude.
Do you have any medical records, madam?
Yes.
I'd like to see them, please.
And again, these are probably from her ex who
Actually, I think
3 or
it's the
4
last
days
page.
before.
It's just a single page. Yes, that's it. That's just a printout of the statement, yes.
And that's probably from when he hit her and they hauled her off in an ambulance.
No, there's dates on there.
Shh, quiet. Look, I need the medical records. Were you assaulted by your former ex-boyfriend, husband, prior to this?
Yes.
When prior?
The January 10th of this year.
Huh.
No, it's...
January 10th. So according to you, 13 days before this happened. And when you were assaulted, did you go to the Granger Medical Clinic?
No, I went to the emergency room at Jordan Valley Hospital.
And what kind of treatment did you get there?
Some x-rays for my eye. I had a black eye, so some x-rays.
X-rays, and what else?
That was it for the eye. It was the 23rd that we had this fight, and then I went to the Granger Medical on the 27th.
I see that you went there on the 27th, but I don't have a report from them. All I have is billing. This is billing.
It says
and
on
what
there
they did.
for x-rays for a broken collarbone.
I see what it says, but I don't know when that happened. You see, you didn't go the 23rd.
No, it says on the 27th.
You didn't go the 24th.
It says the 27th.
You didn't go the 25th. You didn't go the 26th. So my problem is I don't know whether this happened as a result of a prior assault where you were the victim, because this isn't a medical record. This is a bill.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Oh.
I think this was on a Sunday that this happened between us. Monday, I called and got a doctor's appointment for the 27th.
Well, why didn't you go to the emergency room if you had a fracture?
Because I didn't know it was fractured. I thought it was just bruised and was going to get better, but it didn't. So
What
that's
did
why
they do for it when you got there?
I was put in a sling for a few weeks and given some painkillers. That's basically all they can do for it. But I am a waitress and I carry trays, and so by the end of the day, it swells up and it really still hurts.
Miss Martin, according to your complaint, you say that you came home and Jeremy started trying to steal my tips.
Yes, he has done
Well,
that.
you don't. No, I didn't say you didn't say he has done that. You said that this happened, by the way, on January 25th, is what you state here.
Yes.
In your complaint, which is 2 days later. Do you understand?
It was the 20...
It was a Sunday, I know that for sure, because football was on.
The 23rd.
So this is just incorrect.
Yes.
But what you stated in your complaint was that Jeremy started trying to steal my tips that I made for the day as a waitress, and he tried to take my wallet. As we argued, it turned physical. I tried to get my cash back, and he pulled my hair. How come you forgot that? That would be very important. He was trying to steal your property?
This argument went on for probably over an hour. So there were several times that I was trying to get away from him. That was the whole thing, is I'm leaving and going to one room and he'll follow me. And I'll get up and go to the other room and he'll follow me. And he has stolen my tips and my wallet
I don't care
several
what
times.
he's done. Listen to me. What he's done in the past is irrelevant if you took him back and you had him watching your children that day. So it doesn't make any difference to me. If you determined to live with him.
Okay, I did not ask him to babysit my kids, actually. I did have a babysitter. The reason it came about, his little boy and my little boys are really close. They like to spend the weekends together. So he figured since his little boy was going to spend the night, he's like, well, I can just babysit for you. And I was like, well, I have a babysitter. He's like, well, it's okay. To save an argument the night before, I was like, okay, whatever, babysit.
Just a second. Did he sleep over the night before?
Yes.
Since this incident happened, Has he slept over?
No.
Since this incident happened, have you seen him socially?
Yes, probably.
When?
Probably about a month, 2 months ago. About a month
I've
ago.
slept over as well.
How many times, Mr. Larson?
Probably at least every other day.
No.
When was the last time you slept over, Mr. Larson?
Probably 3-4 weeks ago, maybe.
Tell me about it.
She's drama queen. She'll do anything.
Now look at me and tell
She'll
me.
do anything to have drama
Just a
going in
second.
her life.
I asked you, tell me the circumstances surrounding your sleeping over 3 or 4 weeks ago. Did she call you? Did you call her? Had you gone out for dinner?
I don't remember. It seems like she stopped by and asked me out of the blue if I had seen some tool
Stop by where?
at my house.
And you said, I don't have that tool, but I'll come over.
Well, I said, I don't know what you're talking about. She's all, well, that was just an excuse to come over and see it. So then I was like, okay.
So she came over to see you, and
She invited me over.
that evening,
Yes.
and you went.
No, I don't think I went. She was going somewhere. It was the next night.
Did you have dinner together?
Nope.
What time did you get there?
10 or 11.
Where were the children?
Her kids live with their father, so they were with him.
And you spent the night?
Yes.
Truck was working?
Yes. I do have a question. Now, this is a different time my truck broke down. I was taking her to the doctor, again, because she doesn't have a vehicle to get to the doctor. So I took her to the doctor.
When?
This is right before we broke up.
How do I get to your house if I don't have a vehicle?
You do now.
Don't speak. Right before you broke up, you're talking about January 23rd? Is that when you consider...
No, actually, this was after that. This was after that.
Okay.
I would say this was about 3.5 weeks ago.
Okay, well, tell me what happened 3.5 weeks ago.
Took her to the doctor. On our way back to her house.
Which doctor?
Ranger Medical.
Would that have been either March 1st or February 21st?
Yes.
Okay. And this was afterwards? This was after this January 23rd?
Yes. So then I started driving her home, and my truck broke down, once again, doing her a favor. So I finally got a friend to tow it back to her house. After I had to stay the night where it was at, got broken into. I towed it over to her garage, and she gets mad at me, and all of a sudden has it towed and won't tell me where it was towed to.
Still?
Still. I'm getting close to calling all the places in the yellow pages, but there's quite a few towing.
Where's his truck?
Kearns Towing.
Kearns Towing.
Now
Is that
at 3
helpful?
weeks impound fees.
Is that helpful to you?
If I can afford to get it out, yes, that helps.
What'd you have it towed for?
I asked him not to tow his truck to my house when it broke down.
Okay, and it broke down about 3-4 weeks ago?
Yes.
After he took you to the doctor?
Yes.
Goodbye. Listen. When somebody assaults, if somebody assaulted me and broke my collarbone, my dear, according to what you tell them, they would not be taking me to the doctor a month later.
No, it was...
And they would not be sleeping over 3 weeks later.
He has not...
That's called condonation.
He has
That's
not
called
spent
being
the night.
stupid.
He has
Goodbye.
Versus Phil's. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Ms. Jones, according to your complaint, you and the defendant, who were friends, got into an altercation in his car. You had called him to take you to some sort of party to see if there was anything going on that evening. He was nice enough. He came over and picked you up at your house, correct?
Yes.
What time was this?
It was about 12, maybe.
At night?
12:30, yes.
Had you been drinking that night?
Yes, I had, before I left my house, before he picked me up, I had two 16 ounces of beer.
And so he picked you up, and what happened when you got into the car?
Well, when I got into the car, we were laughing, talking, you know, having a good time, driving. When we got into Dorchester, I said, so where are we going? He was like, we're going to my house. And I'm like, why are we going to your house? I want to go out. You know, are you having a party at your house? He's like, we're going to my house. I want to have some sex with you. He calls me shoo-shoo. And I was like, I don't think so. You know better than that. I was like, look, just take me home. He got really upset, started like screaming, "You always give me a problem," and "You people this, you people that." Then he gets out of his car. He takes his keys and his cell phone, gets out of his car, goes across the street, and urinates. Then a yellow cab drives by, and he jumps into the yellow cab and takes off in the cab. So I'm like, oh my God, where is he going? He's gone in this cab. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in this car, you know, in the middle of nowhere, because the argument went on for hours, Miss Judy, for a long time. It did, over this. He was refusing.
For hours?
Well, for at least like a couple of hours, because he was refusing to bring me home.
What were you doing, just driving around for hours?
Well, we were parked, yes, we were parked, okay.
And arguing?
Right.
Okay.
Arguing big time. So anyway, he leaves me sitting in his car, no keys, you know, nothing, in the middle of nowhere, in Dorchester on Bowden Street, which is a very high crime area, very dangerous area. So I'm just sitting there and wondering where he is. So finally, I get out the car, I go around to the driver's side, and I'm looking like up the street to see, can I see a payphone, or looking down that way to see, could I see him? He comes back in the cab, and he gets out the cab. He comes, I said, Danny, look, this is ridiculous, just take me home. This is just absolutely ridiculous, please just take me home. He comes charging across the street, okay, pushing and shoving me all up against the car. He bit me in my wrist, jumped in his car. Meanwhile, I'm trying to reach in the car on the driver's side, get my pocketbook, and, you know, like, and trying to, you know, just struggling to trying to get in the car, because I'm like, oh God, he is not gonna leave me out here by myself this time of night. Meanwhile, he gets in the car somehow.
You were outside of the car?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And my coat, my pocketbook, everything was shut into the car, and this man dragged me at least about 30 feet.
And then what happened?
I'm screaming, Danny, please, please stop, Danny. He heard me screaming. I can look at the thing and see that he was going like 30, 35 miles per hour. And I'm screaming, Danny, 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 please stop, please stop, please stop. He would not stop. Then finally he stopped short, okay, and just drops me. Just drops me. Opens the door and just drops me. So I get up all, you know, crazy, you know, like just, I was just like in shock. And I went to a payphone, I dialed 911, I called my husband. My husband and the police and the ambulance, all three showed up at the same time. I refused the ambulance out there because I wanted to go to the hospital. I was just so upset, I just wanted to go home. I just wanted to go home.
So you refused medical treatment?
At that time.
So what are you suing him for?
I'm suing him for the injuries that I sustained.
Well, let me see the injuries. Where was your husband when you were going out partying?
My husband was at home. He knew that we was going out. He said that because I hadn't been out in a minute. I hadn't been out in a long time, so. And he said, go on out. And he knows that Danny and I are good friends. Here's my medical records and the instructions that I got from my doctor. Here's the sandal where I was bracing myself. He could have killed me.
Okay, so why don't you tell me your version of the events of that evening in July?
Sean Jones called me, and she said that, Denny, I'm under stress. I've been drinking all day. And I said, well, I think you have to stop drinking, you know. Every time you call me, there's always a problem with you. I said, well, I don't think I'm going out tonight because I've been working so hard today. I think I'm going to stay home. She don't always call me to go out with her.
Okay, but you did go and pick her up.
Yeah, I went there.
What'd you go pick her up for if you didn't want to go out?
No, she called. I said, okay. I went there. She came out with big glasses of beer. I said, you're not going to drink in my car. It's not the first time I told you that. Leave your drink away from my car. And she said, okay. She finished it once. We went over my house together. We sat there for at least 15, 20 minutes.
Did you go inside of your house, sir?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And she said, we have to go to a party tonight. I said, well, I'm not going nowhere. If you want to go home, I can drive you back home. And she said, well, drive me over my sister's house. Okay? I said, well, no problem. And my way over her sister, she said, I'm not going over my sister's house now. I'm going over my house. I said, I'm not going to drive you all the way to her house because your sister don't live too far from here. only 10, 15 minutes.
How long did it take you to get to your house?
30 minutes from my house.
Okay, so you wanted to take her to her sister's house?
Yeah, because her sister live in Dorchester.
Okay.
Not too far where I parked the car. She started hit my radio. I'm driving. She tried to. I said, well, I have to stop. I said, what you want to do?
Come on, sir. What happened? You got out of the car at
Okay.
some point, and you got into a cab.
Okay, the reason why I got out of the car, she hit me in my rear nose, my ear. I mean, I've been bleeding. I said, well, I think I have to leave you. You're intoxicated. You're not going to be able to understand me.
Why didn't you put her in the cab?
She don't want to.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You had a lot to drink.
I did not have a lot to drink.
Oh, yes, you did. If you admit to 2 16-ounce bottles of beer, it was probably a lot more.
That was before I left my house.
Absolutely.
That
I
was
said you
like
went out, you had a
earlier
lot
in
to
the
drink
night.
that night. Pay attention, Miss Jones.
And later today,
All the bridesmaids and I got together and went bridesmaids dress shopping.
I told her, well, I don't have the money.
I had 3 groomsmen and only 2 bridesmaids.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sharon Jones says former friend Daniel Fills assaulted her by dragging her 30 feet with his car. Daniel says Sharon started the fight because he refused to give her money for drugs.
All right. You got into a cab. Where did you go when you got into the cab, sir?
I went back home.
Did you call another cab, or did you have the same cab wait for you?
I told him to wait for me.
Just a second.
I have to travel. I mean, that was on Saturday.
You took the cab home, and it was about 30 minutes to get home?
From my house, no.
From where the car was?
Well, that's probably 20, 25 minutes.
I'm getting a headache. You took the cab home.
Yes.
Then you told the cab to wait. What did you tell the cab to wait for?
Just to take my stuff. I mean, my bag, because I have to travel the next day to Montreal, because all my stuff was there at my house.
So you went and picked up your bag?
Yes, because I have to travel to Montreal. I have to drive back to Montreal. I have to drive to Montreal that day.
You had to drive to Montreal?
Yes.
Oh, you were driving to Montreal?
Yes.
Okay. When you came back in the cab, did you have your suitcase with you?
Yeah, I came back with my suitcase.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Now, according to your answer, you tried to pull her out of the car by her legs, right?
No.
Listen to me, sir. Let me read your answer. You say, when I returned to my car, Sharon was still sitting in it. I told her to get out because I didn't want anything else to do with her. She got mad and started punching my radio, which cost me $400 to fix. That's when I went around to the passenger side and started pulling her out by her legs.
She started punching in the window. She said, stop. This is my car. I can't afford another one. She said, I don't care. I said, the reason why you don't care because you don't work. You don't work. I mean,
you're having this nice, quiet conversation with her. The reason you don't care is because you don't work. It's in the middle of the night. By this time, it must be, what, 3 o'clock in the morning. You got 3 kids, right? And a husband who's home and has no problem with you going out to parties Friday night. He babysits for the 3 kids.
I don't go out all the time. It was just that night. I hadn't been out in a few months.
Oh. You remember hitting him?
I did not hit him, Your Honor. Honestly,
I don't think you remember anything that went on that evening, quite frankly.
Oh, yes, I do remember exactly everything.
Miss Jones, he had a scraped knee. That's what I see here. A very terrible scraped knee. You were out that night. You had a lot to drink. You got into an argument with him.
I did not have a lot to drink.
Oh, yes, you did. According to you, you had 2 16-ounce bottles of beer. If you admit to 2 16-ounce bottles of beer, it was probably a lot more.
That was before I left my house.
Absolutely. I said you went out, you had a
earlier
lot
in
to
the
drink
night.
that night. Pay attention, Miss Jones. I believe that you hit him. What reason do you think he would have to leave you in his car? What kind of car do you have?
BMW.
What year?
94.
Nice car. What reason do you think he would have to leave you in an area that you say is not a good area, in his car that I'm sure he's very fond of, unless there was a problem?
The problem was that he wanted to, he was not taking, he didn't want to take me home because he wanted to take me to his house to have sex.
So get out of the car. What are you sitting there waiting for him to come back for?
I did get out of the car.
You were waiting for him to come back. That's what you said. You said you got out of the car, you were looking one way, you were looking the other way. You were waiting for him to come back.
That's right.
Why didn't you try to get a cab and go to your sister's house? She
I
was
was
15
standing
minutes
out
away.
there, Miss Judy, looking, oh, whatever.
Something doesn't smell right, something doesn't feel right with this case. In any event, I don't find that you were dragged 30 feet. If somebody's dragged 30 feet in the car, they have more than a scraped knee. You did not want to go to a hospital, and when you went to the doctor days later, all you had was a scrape on your knee. You get more than a scrape on your knee when a car drags you 30 feet. Wouldn't you say so?
I had a cervical strain, a low back strain, and a neck strain. I was
no.
of pain.
That's what you said. That's what you told the doctor. You reported to the doctor that you had all these injuries, back and neck, but they took all kinds of other tests, and they found nothing wrong with you except by your own reporting. You said, this hurts, and this hurts, and this hurts. The doctor wrote down that was the diagnosis. Take aspirins. That's what I'm telling you. Take an aspirin. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She tried to get some money out of me, but she didn't get it.
I should have just stayed at home and instead of coming on national TV making a fool out of myself.
And now the next case.
All parties on George versus Prescott. Step forward, please.
23-year-old cashier Linda Cross George is suing her former friend, 23-year-old teacher Rhonda Prescott, for a deposit on a bridesmaid's dress. Rhonda says she didn't have the money and didn't attend the wedding.
Miss George, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were friends.
Yes, we were.
And you became engaged.
I did.
You asked the defendant to be in your wedding party to be a bridesmaid.
Yes.
She ended up not being in the wedding party, and it's your claim that she owes you for her bridesmaid's dress.
Yes, Your Honor.
When were you supposed to be married?
We got married September 23rd this year.
And when had you asked her to be part of your wedding party?
Somewhere around January, the 29th, all the bridesmaids and I got together and went bridesmaid dress shopping.
Including the defendant?
Including her, yes.
And what happened when you went shopping?
They picked out the dress, which is right here. Everyone agreed.
Nice dress.
Thank you. The dress was for a total of $196. And everyone agreed that within a few weeks that they would put the required 50% deposit down on the dress so that the dress order could go out, and we'd receive them in a few months.
And?
And as of March 4th, when I went to put the deposit, to send out the dress order, Rhonda had yet to put the deposit on it.
Well, was she supposed to do that to you or to the dress shop?
To the dress shop. She and I had talked previously, and she said that she was having car trouble, but that she would make it up there. She had the money. It was just a matter of getting up there.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You knew she was not going to be in the wedding
Pretty
party.
much, yes.
March, April, May, June. You haven't spoken to her. She won't return your phone calls. You don't even want her in your wedding party anymore, right?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Linda Cross George says former friend Rhonda Prescott owes her for the deposit on a bridesmaid's dress.
Did she ask you to go and put the money down for her?
No, she never did. She said that she would make it up there.
So she never asked you to put the down
No.
payment down? So that was sometime in March?
On March 4th.
Okay, so you put it down on March 4th. And what did you do after you put down her deposit?
I sent out the dress order, and I continued to try to get in touch with Rhonda to see what the problem was, if she didn't have the money or what was going on. I contacted her. She said that she didn't have the money right then. We made arrangements for her to give me even $10 a week to start covering the cost. And I visited her home, and all I got was excuses as to why she didn't have the money. So when the dresses came in, I felt obligated to buy it because I couldn't get the deposit back anyways.
So you bought it?
I did.
Did somebody else wear it to the wedding?
I had to eventually ask my cousin to be in the wedding because I had 3 groomsmen and only 2 bridesmaids.
When did either you notify the defendant or she notify you that she wasn't going to be in the wedding party?
She never actually said she wasn't going to be. She just stopped returning my phone calls.
When did you ask someone else to be part of the bridal party?
I believe it was about in August. It was about a month before the wedding.
And when had you finished paying off her dress?
I picked up the dress on June 30th.
And when was the last time you spoke to her?
Sometime in March.
So by June 30th, when you picked up the dresses, you knew she was not going to be in the wedding party?
I had a good idea.
You knew she was not going to be in the wedding party?
Pretty much, yes.
March, April, May, June, you haven't spoken to her, she won't return your phone calls, you don't even want her in your wedding party anymore, right?
I did, actually.
Can I see the receipt, please?
Sure.
Did you initially tell her that you were going to be in the bridal party?
Yes, I did.
And did you originally tell her that you were going to pay for the bridal dress?
Yes, I said I'd put the deposit down on it.
You did say that?
Yes.
Okay.
What I understood was if I didn't have the deposit down in time, that she would just forfeit my dress from the wedding party and I wouldn't be in the wedding. I even left a message on her answering machine saying that the night before.
Night before what?
That we were supposed to go back to that she called me up one night and she said that you never went and put your deposit down and want to know what's going on. I called back and left a message saying, well, I told her everything that had happened, the car breaking down, and I said, well, if you don't want me in your wedding, I understand, and that's what I said.
Your Honor, I never got that message.
When she called you initially and told you that she had put the deposit down on the dress, what did you say to her?
I told her, well, I don't have the money.
Did you tell her that you would try to make payments on the deposit
No,
that she
I did
put
not.
down? You didn't?
No. I told her I didn't want to be in the wedding after she had charged it.
How much after?
If I remember correctly, it would have been 2 to 3 days after. I can't remember exact dates.
She never said to me that she didn't want to be in the wedding party because I would not have waited until August to try to find another bridesmaid.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
So this is the way I see it. I believe that there was an understanding at the time that you put down the deposit on this dress that she was going to be in the bridal party.
Yes.
But it was clear to you at the time that you picked up the dresses that she was not going to be in the bridal party. And if she was not going to be in the bridal party, she should not be responsible for the other half that you spent.
Okay.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $98. Thank you.
In the matter of Jackson versus Woodland, parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Jackson, the defendant is a former girlfriend of yours. According to your complaint, she had a hissy fit one day and smashed your car with a brick.
Yes.
You want her to repair the damage she did to the car.
Yes, Your Honor.
There doesn't seem to be an issue, Miss Woodland, that you did in fact have Sid hissy fit and throw a brick at his car. You're going to tell me why in a minute. Your defense is that you paid for the damage.
Yes, I did.
Okay. When did this happen?
One day I was at the house, Your Honor.
Give me the date.
3/28/2001.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was sitting at the house, Your Honor, and I heard banging and knocking on my door. You know, I looked outside and I didn't see anybody. Then I got a phone call from my neighbor upstairs. And he told me someone was downstairs banging and knocking on my door, so I looked out again and it was Miss Woodland outside. And I didn't want to let her in because, I mean, she was knocking kind of violently, so.
Had you stopped seeing her at that point?
Yeah, I hadn't seen her for a while.
That's a
How
lie.
long is a while?
A long while.
That's a lie.
Shh. Don't. I'm going to get to you.
Okay.
Okay, so she's downstairs banging at your door. You didn't want to come out. What happened next?
I didn't open the door. I told my neighbor upstairs, I'm like, man, look out for my car because I know her. You know, she'll do something to my car. She's done stuff before in the past and, you know, damage to my vehicle.
So, come on. Let's speed it up. I've got other things to do today.
Okay.
Come. Come on.
And so I didn't let her in.
I know you didn't let her in. Now let's get to the car. She's banging. She says, I want to come in. You don't let her in.
Miss Woodland left out the driveway and pulled in front of the house next door.
No.
She got out the car. She picked up a brick and she smashed my windshield.
Okay. Now, Miss Woodland, you don't deny that you did that.
No, I don't deny that, no.
Okay, tell me why you did it. I'm just curious.
Okay, because Cornell had called me at my job earlier that part of the day. He had called me up there. He wanted me to meet him at his house because we were casually dating. We were still sleeping around with each other. So he called me over there.
More information than I need.
Okay. Well, he called me over there to his house because I was supposed to meet him over there. He told me he'd be there around 6:30, so I thought I'd get there a little bit early and got there around 6:15. I came to the front, I started knocking on the door, the window. He never answered, so I went around to the side and rang the doorbell and started knocking. He did come to the door and ask me who it was. And I told him, it's me, you know. He got smart. He had cursed at me through the door. So I got mad because I figured, okay, he must got somebody up in there. So what I did was I walked out the driveway and picked up a brick. When I came back in there, I threw it at his windshield and I cracked his windshield. The next day, I got in contact with Mr. Jackson over the phone. Mr. Jackson told me he did not want to see me anymore, that it was over, that I had to pay for my damages. I told him that, okay, I know what I did was wrong. I will pay you for it. I ended up giving him $350 in cash in Cornell's hand. I didn't think it wasn't no big deal after that because after that, we ended up seeing each other again. I came over there again, seeing him.
Did she give you $350, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. I did give you money, Cornell.
The only money Miss Woodland
you money.
gave me was for prior damages that she had did to my car before this. way before this.
Okay. When did she give you that money?
That was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when she did the damage to my other car.
But she gave you money.
So this is not the first time this has happened, Your Honor.
So she did give you money for that damage.
Right.
But she didn't give you money for
She
this
didn't
damage.
give me any money for the damage to this vehicle.
Okay, why wouldn't I give you money if we didn't have no problem with it
Yeah,
any other time,
just a second.
Cornell? Giving you
Woodland.
money. I mean, why would I just
Miss
sit up there
Woodland.
and not give you money for this car? That's crazy.
I want to explain something carefully to you. I control my space. This is all my space. When I tell you to stop talking, you stop talking, and you don't speak to him. You only speak to me. Do we understand each other?
That's understandable.
Do you have any proof that you withdrew from a bank $350?
No, because I gave it to him in his hand. I gave Cornell cash in his hand.
Why don't you pay attention to my question? Do you have
No, I
any
do not
proof
have any proof,
that you
no.
withdrew $350
No.
from your bank?
No.
Okay, very good. Let me see the estimate for the damage to the car.
Your Honor, I have 3 estimates.
Have any photographs of the car?
Yes.
I see it, please. Next time, Mr. Jackson, you pick a girlfriend, I suggest you pick a girlfriend who, when she gets angry, goes home and sulks. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay. The cheapest estimate that you have looks like, what, $785?
Well, there's also scratches in the paint job, too, Your Honor.
Uh-huh.
Your Honor,
And
I never
that's-
did that.
What?
I never did that. All I did was
No, you
crack the
didn't do
windshield.
it. The brick did it.
Yeah,
No, I
but
never
listen,
did.
Listen
Anyway,
to me,
I never
Miss
did
Woodland.
that.
Miss Woodland, pay careful attention. Did the brick go inside the car when you threw it?
No, it did not. It fell
Shut-
off on the side.
Just answer my question.
No, it fell off on the side.
Before it fell off onto the side, it hit the car. So there are 2 estimates here. One's for the paint and one is for the windshield. Is that right?
Exactly.
Miss Woodland,
Yes.
A, I don't have any proof that you actually paid him any money for this car. You should have brought proof that you went to your bank, withdrew $350 in cash.
Okay,
had to
but
give
I
it
didn't
to
think
him.
it was going
I
to be
want you
any
to be
problem.
quiet.
I didn't think it was going to be any problem.
Well, there is a problem. There is a problem. You can't have a hissy fit on somebody else's property. If you're angry at something, you go home and you sulk. Go out, have a margarita.
But
what you don't do is take out your anger and frustration on somebody else's property, and you seem to have a penchant for doing that because you did it a couple of years ago. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $785.92. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
We were still seeing each other, and he ended up lying.
I'm here to represent all men that had a woman damage their stuff.
Probably another woman damaged it.
Take them to court.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Little versus Dinehart. Step forward, please.
26-year-old store manager Rick Little is suing his ex-fiancée, 21-year-old waitress Tanisa Dinehart, for the down payment on a car and for the return of an engagement ring.
Mr. Little, Ms. Dinehart is your former girlfriend.
Correct.
According to your complaint, not only your girlfriend, but your fiancée. You broke up, you want a ring back that you gave to her that you say is an engagement ring. And in addition, while you were together, you purchased a car together, according to you.
Correct.
While Ms. Dinehart has the car in her possession, and it was primarily for her use, she made the monthly payments. You claim that you put down half of the down payment. And
Correct.
you have no objection to her keeping the car, but you want the down payment that you put down on the car.
Yes.
Right? Defendant said it was always her car. You never put any money into the car, and that the ring was never an engagement ring, but a gift. And aside from that, it was stolen. All right. Did you ever live together?
Yes, we did.
When?
For about 2 months, February, March. We didn't live together that long.
And when was the car purchased?
It was purchased in February.
While you were living together?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
I believe so. I might be a little off when we were living together, the exact dates.
Did you have your own car at the time?
Yes, I did.
So this car was being purchased for the defendant?
No, we were set to be married. I have a summer car, a car that I cannot use all season long. So it was purchased for us to both use. We didn't intend at first before the purchase for it to be that way. She wanted to get a nicer car than what we intended to get in the beginning. So
I'm not following you, Mr. Little. I mean, you're not being clear. You're
Okay,
trying
well,
to
in the
tailor,
very beginning-
You're trying to tailor your answers to your position. And I suggest to you that why don't you just tell me the flat-out truth,
Okay.
and then it'll be easier. You won't get as confused, sir.
Okay.
What? You had a car.
Yes.
Did the defendant have a car?
Yes, but hers, it broke down.
So she didn't have a car.
Correct.
You know, it's getting easier?
Yeah.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rick Little says ex-fiancée Tanisa Deinhardt owes for the down payment on a car and for the return of an engagement ring. Tanisa says Rick and his friends stole the ring from her bag.
Tell me what happened at the dealership.
Well, she picked out a car that was more than what we anticipated, so I had to help out with it.
Tell me
And
about how you helped out.
I gave her $1,500.
You gave it to her in check form?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No, I did not.
Where did you get the $1,500 from?
I got the money from my parents.
Did they ask you what it was for?
Not really. My dad never questions me when I need anything from him, no.
So it was a gift from your parents?
Correct.
When you gave it to her, can you tell me about the discussion?
Yes, I made it clear that it was
No,
more...
I want you to tell me what you said to her, not what you made clear. I want you to tell me what you said.
I said that this is more car than we could afford, and that I will put down half the money and the loan. We did the loan in both our names, but she is to make the monthly payments on it, and I would take care of other expenses.
Now, we're in the month of February, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you drive this car during the wintertime?
Yes, I did.
How often did you drive it?
Probably...
Never.
Definitely not never. Probably once a week, I would say.
So maybe
when she moved out, she primarily used
When
it.
did she move out?
March. I don't know the exact date she moved
so you
out.
drove the car maybe 8 times.
Probably, yes.
Now let's get to this ring.
Okay.
When did you give her the ring?
I gave her the ring in February 2001.
When she moved in?
Yes.
Tell me about the ring.
It had 3 little diamonds on the side of it and one big diamond in the middle, and it was a white gold ring.
And what did you say to the defendant when you gave her the ring?
I asked her to marry me.
And what did she say?
She said yes.
And what happened to the ring?
Well, when she moved out, we still were trying to work it out. I mean, it was not going good. And at first, I know she had it for a while, and then as it started things getting rockier with us, it started disappearing. She started saying it was lost, and then she wouldn't give it back to me, and she had about, 5 different stories of what's going on with the ring, which I started realizing she's going to keep it no matter what. Break up or not, she's going to keep it.
You asked her for it.
Correct.
All right, Miss Deinhardt, now it's your turn. Who put the money down on the car?
I did.
From where?
I had a tax return that same month that I got for it. The tax return was $2,700, and I have proof of that if you'd like to see it.
I would. You put the refund in the bank, is that right?
No, when I got my check, I just did I electronically filed, and I picked up the check, and I cashed it. And we went down to the car dealership a few days later, and I just used cash. But I do have a receipt from that
She
for
didn't have that
$3,000.
much cash, I can tell you that much.
I did.
Okay. Now I want you to listen to me very carefully. Did Mr. Little give you any cash towards the purchase of the car?
None. None at all.
You don't remember me giving you money?
Don't speak.
$1,500?
Don't speak to her. If you did, it really doesn't make any difference, Mr. Little. I find that it wasn't a loan. This was not a loan, sir. You were planning on getting married. She needed a car. According to you, if I believe you, you called Mama and said, Mama, I need money, and your parents always help you out, so they gave you $1,500. You gave her $1,500 to buy the car.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
And
That's not a loan.
Well,
That's not a loan.
I made sure my name was on everything.
So?
Just
That's why I always tell people, unless you're married, don't buy things in joint names. You don't expect me to get involved in valuation of this car. It was never intended to be your car. It was always intended to be her car. She can't sell it without you. I mean, the smartest thing that you can do with regard to this car is to ask her very nicely to take your name off the title of the car so that in case she gets into an accident, you won't be held responsible. That would be the smartest thing you could do. So forget the car. But now let's get back to this ring. Did Mr. Little describe the ring accurately?
Yeah.
So it was a diamond ring?
Yes.
That people would assume is an engagement ring?
Yes.
So where is it?
I don't have it.
That's not what I asked you. I said, where is it?
We went on a trip. We went to Seattle together, and
when?
It was the summer of 2001. We were kind of rocky then still, and on the way over there, I called him on my cell phone, and he said, "Do you have your ring on?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Take it off." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I told all my football friends that we weren't together anymore, and I don't want it to look like we're together anymore." His friends wanted me to look available because they all liked me. So, I know.
That's not anything I said.
So, I get to his house. I didn't have anywhere to put the ring. I get to his house, and I put my ring inside my makeup bag. Picked him up. A couple of his friends, their car broke down. They rode with us the rest of the way. I didn't even check on the ring until I got back and noticed that it was missing out of my case. He called me. The trip didn't go well. We didn't get along at all after his statement that he made to me. And he called me about a week later and
Why
said,
did you go at all?
I wanted to work it out.
Go ahead.
He called me about a week later and said, "Do you have the ring?" And I said, "No, I noticed it missing the day that I got back." And he said, "Well, where is it?" And I said, "Well, I don't have it." I assumed that he took it because he's done that before. He's taken the ring away from me, given it back. He takes it away whenever we get in a fight. He just kind of uses it against me. I just assumed that he had taken it out of my jewelry bag because I didn't think anybody else would have stolen it. Then he comes back and said, "I saw one of my friend's girlfriends with the ring on her finger." And I said, "Well, I told you it was either you or your friends that stole it. I don't have it, you know." And he said, "Well, I know it's her." And he asked me, I got my pictures taken and I had the ring in the picture. And he said, "Well, can you bring me a picture with the ring on so that I can compare it to the one that she was wearing?" I brought that to him, and then I never heard anything.
That's a really interesting story for you to have made up. Did you ever have a conversation with her, Mr. Little, that you think you saw one of your friend's girlfriends wearing a ring that looked like hers?
No.
You never had a conversation like that with her?
No, I didn't. She at one point had me actually believing that
that's not what I asked you. Did you ever ask her for a picture of herself wearing the ring so that you could compare it?
I've always had pictures of her with the ring and everything.
So you never asked her for that? She has a really lively imagination.
No. She knows I have a picture with her.
She has a really
ring,
lively imagination. When you went on this trip in August, did you in fact ask her to take the ring off?
No. She just would not wear it around me, maybe for fear that I might take it or whatever, because we weren't getting along that great.
Oh, that wouldn't be a fear that you had unless you had taken the ring before. Had you ever taken this ring back from her before?
We have been in, I've never physically taken it, no. That thing's been on her finger. We have been in fights bad enough where I have asked for the ring, yes, when I've...
And have you taken it back?
No,
Has she given it to you?
never took it back from her.
Now, you ultimately broke up in August.
Yes.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell me why you didn't ask for the ring back in August?
I've asked for it back many times. In August, I probably did too. I just knew there was a point after a few months past March that she just wasn't going to give it back no matter what. We weren't.
Do you live in the same town?
Yes, we do.
Have you seen her wearing the ring since August?
Since August, have I seen her? I haven't seen her really much at all since August.
Well, you have mutual acquaintances. Did any of your acquaintances see her wearing the ring and report that to you?
Yes, they did, as a matter of fact.
Really?
But I don't know if they can prove it.
No, I'm just asking
the
you.
ring that I bought.
They reported to you that she was wearing a diamond ring. Is that right?
Yes.
Mr. Little, I don't believe a word that you say. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Watt, can you tell me how long the defendant was your boyfriend before he asked you for money?
Approximately 3 months or so.
And what did he tell you he needed the money for?
He didn't really say. He needed it for various things. He said one of the things he used money for was to pay his grandmother, who he lives with. And he just said that he needed money.
And what did you say?
I told him that since he had just gotten a checking account, I told him if he wrote me a check, I could deposit it and withdraw it immediately and give him the cash.
You had an ATM card.
Yes.
And did you do that?
I did.
When was the first withdrawal that you made?
The first withdrawal was on November 4th.
You have your bank statement?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please?
Sure. I also have the canceled checks.
I'd like to see those too. First one was November 4th, 2000. And how much did you take out then?
The first one was $100, and a little while after, he said he needed more on the same date, so he gave me another check for $100.
Okay. And then I see there's another check here the next day.
Right.
For $300.
Yes, he decided he needed more money for whatever, various things, and he asked me to do it again, and he assured me that his bank would cover it no matter what. So I did him that favor again.
Was he working at the time?
I believe he was.
Do you remember where he was working?
At a grocery store.
Did he ever give you the money back?
No, he didn't. He promised me that he would pay me back after I informed him that the checks came back canceled. But then the relationship started getting bad. He started getting verbally abusive and controlling, and we were heading towards a breakup, and he told me because he was getting aggravated with me, he wasn't giving me my money back ever.
You also say he has a jacket of yours.
Yes, he borrowed it and took it to Maryland to visit his mother and left it there and never gave it back to me. He said he would do everything he could to get it back, and he hasn't.
Go.
As far as the jacket, we traded jackets. I did leave the jacket in Maryland.
What do you mean you traded jackets?
We traded jackets. I had a South Pole jacket, and she liked it. She wanted to wear it, and I said, well, it was in the beginning of the relationship, so I said, well, if you give me your jacket, then we can trade.
Did she give you back the jacket that you were wearing that was hers?
No, she burned it with a cigarette.
Is that right?
Your Honor, I don't smoke.
Where is his jacket?
It's at my house. I told him he would get his jacket back when I get mine back. I had his jacket dry cleaned for him and everything because it was in dirty condition when I got it.
Your Honor, I was smoking a cigarette, and she had hated it when I smoked. So she took the cigarette and tried to put it out on the bureau, but I yelled at her, and she didn't say anything, but she just turned and put it out on the sleeve of the jacket.
Well, why don't you give her back her jacket?
Because she hasn't reimbursed me or returned my jacket. Also, I have attempted to get the jacket back into Massachusetts. My mother is handicapped now. She doesn't have the means to get to a post office to send it out or anything. She's been waiting for the time when my sister goes out there to visit to mail it back.
All right, we'll take care of the jacket. Now let's get to the money.
As far as the checks, I did write her the checks, of course.
Try looking at me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because I want to see you looking at me when you tell me the story.
Okay. I wrote her the checks because she had an enormous debt in credit cards, and she was falling behind, and she asked me if she could borrow some money. So I wrote her the checks eventually because she kept hounding me, and I didn't have any money at the time. She didn't believe that I didn't have any money in the account, and also I have a ATM card. I have it with me. I have an ATM card that has a credit card logo on it, and she was convinced that it would just charge to my account. If I had written the checks and they bounced, it would just charge to my account, and she'd get the money, and we'd just pay it back later.
Your Honor, that's a lie.
Just a minute. So far, I'm not getting the whole story, sir. Come on.
You know, she deposited the checks, and it takes a few days to post to the account, to clear through the bank and everything. She immediately withdrew the money, bought some money orders, sent them out to her credit card companies, and then a few days later, the bank realized that there was no money to cover the checks, so they withdrew the money from the account.
Let me put this in shorthand. You say that you wrote out these checks to her knowing that you had no money in your account. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a crime. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Did you know it before I just told you?
Yeah. I just wanted her off my back.
So in order to help her, you wrote her a series of bad checks. That's what you're telling me.
I wrote her the checks because she had been hounding me for almost a week.
Hounding. So you wrote her a series of bad checks to pay her credit card.
Right.
Is that true?
That is not at all true. When we went to the ATM together, he wrote the checks in the car, we drove to the ATM, and I took the money out of the ATM machine, and it passed from my hands to his, and I never saw it again.
Right, because that's the same date as the withdrawals, dates that you wrote the checks, right?
Yeah.
So what I have to do is now choose which story sounds more reasonable. Now, I could do that by doing those the way we used to choose, you know? Or I can just muster all of my judicial skills, all of my common sense experience, and say that your story sounds a little fishy to me. And if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. Now let's get to your counterclaim. Now that I have disposed of the $500 that you owe her. You are countersuing her for thousands of dollars because you say she harassed you at your job. You were working at a grocery store?
Yes, ma'am.
Costing you thousands of dollars in lost wages.
No, it was $1,000 lost wages.
And what was the other $2,000 for?
Things that she had charged on my credit card.
So let's get to the harassment first. So you're saying that she was harassing you at the grocery store you were working while you were dating?
Yes.
So get over it. If you're still dating, evidently you didn't find that too much of a harassment.
No, I was trying to convince her not to come down so often. And not
So after you tried to convince her not to come down too often and she came down, you still went out to dinner, went to the movies, did whatever you wanted to do. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So forget it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Heather Watts says ex-fiancé John Sanderson deposited bad checks into her account and then withdrew the money.
What she charged on your credit cards?
A sweatshirt, a couple of remote control cars. For her nephews for Christmas, she needed to borrow money.
Did you ever charge anything on his credit card?
No, he bought me a sweatshirt and he bought me a Walkman, and they were both gifts offered by him.
Right here.
Let me see.
One of my receipts, one of my statements.
Do you have
I
other
actually,
statements?
filed for
do you have other statements?
Other statements? Yes, I do.
Well, other statements that you wanted me to look at. Okay, you have here written actual amount for a Walkman, $102.
Yeah.
And general merchandise, $83.97.
Yes.
She says you gave her this Walkman as a gift.
No. Her Walkman
Your Honor,
that she had.
I had a very good Walkman. It was practically in brand new shape, and I gave him that, and he bought me a new Walkman. So the Walkman I gave him was practically brand new. So it was almost like a trade-off, and it was a gift from him.
The Walkman that she had previously.
Yes.
It wasn't working well, and she wanted a new one, and I said, all right, you know, let's go to Radio Shack and get one.
Oh, fine. So you bought her a Walkman. Perfect. And actual amount for radio-controlled car for her nephew,
Yeah.
$83.97. What is that?
I don't know. I know he bought himself a radio-controlled car. He brought it to my job and to my house.
I bought myself one also.
Get out of here.
No.
Mr. Sanderson, Mr. Sanderson, let me tell you something, sir. You're a really good fibber.
But I really did get her that
Really,
car.
really. Just like you really, really wrote these bad checks, right?
Yes.
Right. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. Your counterclaim is dismissed. I don't know if you're ever going to get your jacket back. Do you understand?
Yes.
So we're his. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She totally reversed everything, turned everything I said into a lie.
I just think Judge Judy's a great lady, and she did a good job.
And now the next case.
All parties on Green versus Comer. Step forward, please.
24-year-old cocktail waitress Amanda Breen is suing her former friend and roommate, 26-year-old cosmetologist Tennille Comer, for unpaid rent and bills. Amanda says when Tennille began dating her ex-fiancé, she asked her to move.
Briefly, Miss Breen, according to what I've read in your complaint, you and the defendants were friends and roommates. You were engaged when you moved in together or when you were living together. That engagement terminated.
Yes.
Then there came a time that your friend and roommate started to date your former fiancé.
Yes.
That created a certain amount of friction.
Yes.
And you decided ultimately to give her a choice.
Yes.
Either she moved or you were going to move.
That's right.
She moved, you claim, owing you some rent and other assorted bills.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, when did you give her this ultimatum?
It was October of 2000.
And how did you communicate that with her?
There was a letter that I wrote to her. I spent 3 days compiling a letter letting her know how I felt about the situation.
Do you have the copy of that letter?
No, I did not take
Do
a
you
copy
have
of
a
it,
copy?
unfortunately.
May I see it, please?
Sure. On page 4, it's highlighted where she states that if I move out, she cut her losses, I pay nothing.
No, it says, shh. It says that if I move out.
Just a minute. When did you ultimately move out of the apartment?
Middle of November.
Did you pay November's rent?
No, I did not.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I may shed some light into that.
I didn't ask you a question yet.
Okay.
Amanda told me that if I would move out, I would pay nothing. She also told me that if I would move out, her mom would pay my half of the rent until she found a new roommate. In the letter, she states that if I move out, she cuts her losses, I pay nothing.
No, that's not what it said. She says, I'll cut my losses. So you stayed until mid-November.
She actually
Now-
was there until the 27th of November. Was the last day she moved her stuff out.
Is that right? 27th of November?
No, it was the middle of November, Your Honor.
What?
That's a lie because
I would say lie.
I was at Amanda's house.
I assume you're her mother.
I am, and I was at Amanda's house the day that Tennille signed off on the lease, and she looked right at me and said, I signed off on this lease, I owe this money, Amanda's not going to get stuck paying it no matter what. I was there to make sure that she didn't take things of Amanda, help Amanda move things into her bedroom and lock it up because Tennille was taking things from her. And she called her father while she was there and said, Daddy, I don't have to move out today.
It doesn't make any difference. She was there past the first of the month.
Exactly.
She's there past the first of the month, and this way, well into the month, it seems to me she has to pay rent. Now, you said something very respectfully you want to contribute, so I'll let you stand up here. You are former fiancé, current boyfriend?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, your name?
My name is Brian Hansen.
So what do you know?
I received a phone call in November from Amanda stating that if I would get Tennille out of the apartment, that the rent would be waived.
No phone call.
And
Never
all
happened.
all bills, everything owed, it would be waived.
So she made this arrangement with you,
Yes.
but she had no such conversation with the defendant.
Yes, she did.
When?
November 10th.
No. On November 10th, she sat in my living room and
No,
told me she knew it was her obligation to pay
I
the
don't
money.
understand that. Why would she have a discussion with you waiving the rent for November when you were still living there in November and you were planning to move?
Because she wanted me out of the apartment. There had
You
been...
wanted to be out of the apartment, I assume.
No.
She chose to move out.
I did choose...
Now you can sit down because I wasn't addressing you.
I did choose to move out. It was a hostile environment. I don't know.
Right. Nobody wants to live in a hostile environment. And you have to pay rent. November. How much was the whole rent?
The whole rent was $745. There was a late fee that I was charged because her half was not paid, and the total that I had to pay to keep my apartment was $398.
For her half?
For her half.
Okay.
Correct.
Was there ever a discussion, Ms. Comer, that you did in fact owe certain monies for past bills?
Yes.
She outlines a couple of things here. Still owe me $192.49.
That was grocery shopping, stuff for redecorating the apartment, trips to Costco for household items that I had receipts stapled together on the fridge, and she went through them in June and left me this note with how much she owed me.
Let me see.
In her handwriting.
Okay. Because that will make it easier. Otherwise, I would tell you just forget about it.
And that's the only proof I have left of it, was the note she left me in her handwriting.
Okay. Did you pay her any money towards this account after June 13th?
I'm looking for that. No, I paid $170.36 on 5/25.
No, 5/25. I said after 6/13.
No.
Your Honor, may I approach?
No.
I just don't understand why she would write me this letter saying that these bills are wiped away.
Well, I read the letter very briefly, Ms. Comer, that said how hurt she was that as a friend and a roommate, you chose to enter a relationship with her former fiancé within weeks of their breaking up, and she was very, very hurt. And let's quote exactly what she says here. If you give me the money you owe me, I'll move out. I'll cut my losses, pay you nothing, and you get all your expletive deleted out of my apartment ASAP. And if you don't have your stuff out by November 30th, I have plenty of people who will want to come over here and help me get rid of you. I refuse to live with someone I can't trust, and trusting you is a joke. So if you're asking me why she might have said something that you interpret as, I'll forgive all the money that you owe me, she did it because she was clearly angry and hurt. Ms. Breen, on the flip side.
Yes.
Better now than later.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Affairs of the heart are a very, very difficult thing. I'll tell you that I don't believe that these two people decided to hurt you intentionally by entering into a relationship together.
Right.
I don't think that that's how
No.
it started. I absolutely understand the nature of your letter, but you have to understand that they're probably not bad people. They just got caught up in a relationship and somebody had to get hurt. But I don't think the design of it was to hurt you.
No.
You agree?
I agree.
Okay. Does she owe you any other big bills?
The phone bill came up to $173.13 total. Half of that was $86.57. I have the bills here showing.
Show them to her.
I have the bills here showing exactly how much is doing. Statement ending November 28th, which she moved out November 30th.
Byrd,
So
she
it
clearly
is
doesn't
still
like
her
handwriting. Would you
responsibility.
take care of that for me?
No problem.
And sorry. And in order for the phone to not be disconnected, I eventually did have to pay the entire
Okay.
amount.
Pay attention.
Okay.
Those are for June, July, August, September, October, until November 28th. Is that
Yes.
right? Okay. What else? Did you pay this bill?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. What else?
108.52 for the PUD. And
What is
then-
that?
That's our power, our electricity.
Show it to her, please.
June through November, the total owed was $217. What does it say? 03, and I divided that in half. Half of it owed by her.
Any question about this bill?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. 774.
774. That's very close to what I came up with as well.
Move on.
Move on.
Good.
Definitely.
Good luck. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $774.
Mendoza. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Ms. Sanchez, the defendant is your daughter, is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Your cause of action has two parts. One is for car payments that you say you were forced to make when your daughter didn't make payments on a car that she had bought. The second thing is for items of furniture that you bought for her with certain conditions. She reneged on the conditions, and you feel as if she should be responsible for paying for the furniture, or you want it back. So let's deal with the car first. Tell me about this car.
Okay, and she had come back from Alabama in around April, May of 2001. And they
How long had she been in Alabama?
About 3-4 months. So she calls me and asks me if I could possibly help her get a car, that she had a job and she needed transportation. So I called my banker and asked him if I could borrow some money to help my daughter buy a car. And he said, well, you already have a $1,500 note now. And I said, well, I said she agreed that if I could borrow the money, that she would also pay what I had owed, you know, just so she could have transportation.
I don't understand that. Run that by me again.
I already owed $1,500. I had a note myself. I asked him if I could borrow an additional $2,700. He said, well, he could combine the two together, and the payments would be $202.29 for 24 months.
Go ahead.
This year in maybe February, March, I don't know when, she had an accident in the car, and her and her boyfriend had gone to Oklahoma, and she had left the Oldsmobile down there and abandoned it. So
up until that time, she had made the car payments?
Yes.
And how much was she making in the car payments?
$202.29.
But that also included your note.
Right.
How much were you paying to the bank on your note, Ms. Sanchez?
I think mine was $85 a month.
So she paid $1,105 on your note.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And so when she never did go get the car back, when me and my husband went over, it was a $250 deductible. Plus I had to have new tires put on it, and I had to have it all reconditioned.
And then what'd you do with it?
Well, I sold it on August 15th.
Okay,
What
did you sell it for?
For $2,200.
$2,200 for the car.
The payoff was 19 something.
Say $1,900. Mm-hmm. Now you had to put on new tires. And how much did you spend for new tires?
I spent $217. Then I had to have all new lug nuts on it. They were $32, $33.
How many payments did you make for her?
June, July. Because that she had the accident.
$672 so
She
far
first said that
is
she
what you
did
owe
it.
your daughter. That's what you owe your daughter. She didn't owe you. You owe her. Now tell me about the furniture.
Okay, she has called me. She has been to my house already 4 times this year. She's always got an excuse that her and her boyfriend are fighting and all that. And the time before last that she called, she said that he said he loved her, but he couldn't stand her kids. And so she called me crying and asked me if she could come home. And she did. And she promised she wouldn't go back, but she did. So this last time that she came, I told her that I would help her any way that I could. And I had just refinanced my home, and I was going to have some extra money. And I told her, I said, that I will help you get set up in an apartment. I will pay the deposit. I will help you get the furniture that you need to set it up for you and the boys if you're willing to stay here in Gainesville and not go back to him. Oh, I'm not going back, Mom, I promise. So I bought her a sofa and love seat. There was a TV and VCR that was bought. I paid $150 down deposit on the apartment for her. I have all the stuff here.
And then she went back to the boyfriend?
Yes, she did.
So how long did she stay in the apartment that you had?
She never moved in, Your Honor. She went and got the cashier's check and cashed it back in for the money.
Did you cash the check that your mother gave you for down payment on an apartment?
No, I put the deposit.
What cash did your mother give you for the apartment?
She didn't give me any cash. I put the deposit. I had the receipt. It's in my name and everything.
Did you
Yes,
give her money?
I wrote her a check, Your Honor, for $150 cash because they wouldn't take a personal check at the apartment complex. I gave her a $150 check. She went to the bank, and while she's in the bank, she filled it out into her name so that way she could get it back.
I believe your mother. I believe your mother. Don't lie. You know, I mean, so far, you're in pretty good shape. Your mother owes you $672. But don't lie to me, because that makes me feel stupid. Did your mother give you a check for $150?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Your Honor, I love my daughter.
Just a minute. I got it. I got the drill. No, I got the drill. What other cash did you give her?
I bought the sofa and love seat for her.
Forget about the sofa and love seat. According to what you just testified to me, you said to her, I'm going to help you get set up, but you have to promise me you're not going to go back to this jerk. And she said to you at the moment, I promise you I'm never going to go back to this jerk.
Yes, sir.
The other part of what you would have to say in order to make that kind of an agreement is, that's binding is, and if you go back to him, you must return to me the furniture or the value of the furniture. Do you understand?
Well, I did say that at one time.
Well. But that's not what you told me. You told me what the conversation was with her. How old are your children?
7 and 5.
Now, Mr. Dreamboat, is he the father of either of these children?
No, ma'am.
What kind of work does he do?
Excuse me?
What word didn't you understand that I just said?
He doesn't work.
Does he not work because he is in some way physically challenged?
No, ma'am. He has we're trying to file for disability for him.
So he's in some way physically challenged?
He has to have surgery, but since he's older, he can't have tubes in his ear. He has drainage that cause real bad migraines.
How much older is he than you are?
He's 34.
A 34-year-old unemployed somebody who wants to put drains in his ears because he gets headaches and he can't work. Let me ask you this question. And you know, I've been around the block a couple of times. How many times have you called the police with regard to domestic violence in your home? Make sure that I get a correct answer.
1 time.
It take a lot for you to call the police to come to your house because...
No, ma'am.
Really not? You mean there was just a little yelling?
No, he yelled at me and I called the police because he was throwing things.
He was being violent around your 2 children who are how old? 5 and 7.
Yes, ma'am.
And he's not the father of those 2 children.
No, ma'am.
How many times have you had to move away because of him?
2 times.
How old are you?
25.
Do your 5 and 7-year-old sons have the same father?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Is he employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Does he have any communication with the children?
No, ma'am.
Is that by his choice?
Yes, ma'am.
Another idiot. So now you're 24, 25, and have chosen 2 losers that I know about.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You want to be a bum magnet. That's your problem. Grow up.
And later today,
All the walls were torn out. We had talked about it months before. He said it was the spur of the moment, his exact words.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ann Sanchez says her daughter, Felicia Ruiz Mendoza, owes for an unpaid car loan. Ann says Felicia abandoned the vehicle out of state.
You can't do this anymore. I don't care if you never have a boyfriend the rest of your life. Either that, or take your 2 sons, get down on your knees, beg your mother, say, listen, I made a mistake. Could you please take care of your grandsons? But you're going from one place to another place to another place, going from one loser to another with 2 little boys who are the innocents. Why do you want to do that? I mean, you have a counterclaim that your mother assaulted you when you told her you were leaving again?
I didn't.
I don't even want to hear the story. I don't even want to hear the story. It's a good thing you got a hair left in your head. She doesn't want you, who she loves, or especially 2 innocent grandchildren, to keep going through this migrant lifestyle that you've selected for your children. It's terrible. You made car payments on the car for a year, $200 a month? That's part of your counterclaim. Where can you rent a car for less than $200 a month? Anywhere? In the world?
No, ma'am.
Not as far as I know. So you don't get that back. The next part of your counterclaim is that your mother called Child Protective Services on you.
Yes, ma'am.
Probably with good cause. From what I hear and from my life's experience, probably with good cause. You called Child Protective Services?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and what did you tell them?
I told them that I was worried about my 2 grandsons, that they were living in a real bad area in town, and that both of them had a drinking problem, and they have the kids in the car going up and down the highway all the time. In October 2000, they were also called because the children were left in the house alone while she was out running around somewhere. She had left them in the care of a small little girl.
This 34-year-old with the tubes in his ears, he has a drinking problem?
Yes, they both do.
Both do.
All the time they're drinking. I mean, they don't buy cans, they buy the big quarts.
Your children here today in court?
No, ma'am.
Where are they?
They're at home.
With whom?
With Carlos.
Carlos isn't well enough to be employed, but he's well enough to watch your 2 sons?
Yes, ma'am.
Other than watching your 2 sons, does Carlos have any biological children of his own?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you know that? I knew that. So at least there's something about Carlos that works. How old are his children?
He 12, 11, and 10, or 9.
So this bum isn't paying any child support either because he's got tubes in his ears. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you getting my drift?
Yes, ma'am.
You better grow up. You made 2 babies. They are innocent. You're guilty. If you brought them into the world, and you brought them into the world with somebody who's not interested in being their father, then it's your responsibility to be both mother and father to them. And you're not supposed to introduce them to another person who's a bum. You want to be a bum magnet. That's your problem. But you have 2 children. And if you want to be a bum magnet, then you have to do the right thing and you have to turn over custody of your children to your mother. I mean, how do you know that Carlos isn't home right now drinking a big brew and sitting around and watching television or doing whatever he's doing? How do you know that?
I don't.
You don't. You don't know whether he's hitting them. You don't know whether he's angry with them. You don't know whether he's locking them in a closet. You don't know whether he's drunk. You don't know what the hell he's doing. And that's better off for your children than being with their grandmother. Grow up! Your counterclaim's dismissed. So is your claim. And I want to tell you something. You have a responsibility. If you believe that your grandsons are being neglected, you have a responsibility to petition for custody in a family court. Now, you may not get it, but if you don't at least take that step and something happens to your grandsons, you're going to be sorry for the rest of your life. Do you understand? That's all. Bye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I thought the judge was fair. Like I said, it wasn't about money. It was about principle. How, you try to help your children and the way they stab you in the back, more or less.
There was no reason for her to bring me here. I didn't owe her anything.
Like Judge Judy said, he's a bum. He's a no-working alcoholic.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Wagoner versus Rockema, step forward, please.
Truck driver Michael Wagoner and his wife Gabriella are suing their former landlord, foreman Shane Roukema, for destroying their furniture. Shane says the couple's accusations are ridiculous.
You rented a house from the defendant, is that
Yes.
right? He had a piece of property, and there were 2 houses on the property. You rented one house. He lives in the other.
The back house is a garage that he made into a house.
For himself?
Yes,
And what was the rent on the house you were renting?
$550.
That a pretty good rent?
Very cheap.
Why do you think it was so cheap?
Because he was, before I lived there, he had a problem with some other tenants that were there, and they had major drug problem there, and so he offered it to me afterwards. And
had you known him before?
I've known Shane for about 5 years.
And what you're suing him for is you say that he, while he was under the influence of drugs, tore down the walls in your house and ruined your furniture with dust.
Scratched up my furniture as well.
Tell me about that.
Well, on the 22nd of April, I came home and I saw a big old pile of debris out in my front yard. Kept on walking, and I walked up to the door. I opened up the door.
Of your house?
Yes, and I looked, and all the walls were torn out. Everything. I have pictures here to show that the walls were torn out.
Can I see it, please?
Mm-hmm.
On April 1st, had you paid your rent?
Yes.
Do you have your rent receipts?
Yes.
I'd like to see them, please.
I take the utilities out of the rent, and I pay them myself. So I pay $450.
But after this happened, you only paid him $200.
Because he told me, since all the problems that he had caused me, that I only have to pay half of the rent.
And you said what?
No, and I said, okay, that's fair.
Okay, so on May 1st, after this incident happened, you said, okay, that's fair. Here's $200.
Yes, because...
Okay,
right.
I'm just
okay.
understanding what happened. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and so when I saw that what he had done, he walked through the back door, and he gave me this strange look, and I said, what are you doing? And he told me, basically, he said, it had to be done. And I said, what do you mean it had to be done? You were working on the back, and now all of a sudden you come in my house without permission, without advance warning, and just start doing this with all my furniture here? And he said, it was the spur of the moment, his exact words. Because I asked him, why didn't you cover any of my furniture or anything? And I have my furniture, all of it showing that it's damaged, right here, all the pictures.
I'd like to see it.
My big screen TV, everything. He did not cover nothing.
Okay, now I'm ready to hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. I told the...
Look at me. Don't look down.
Okay.
Look at me.
I told the plaintiff that I was going to remove the wall from the kitchen to the living room and have some kitchen cabinets made up and do some light demo. We had talked about it months before.
When, immediately prior to April 22nd, did you notify him that you were coming in? Did you talk to him on April 21st?
No, it was 2 weeks prior to that, Your Honor, because I went to Colorado to see my mother. And before I went, I talked to him about it in his kitchen.
Fine. Now you get back.
Yes.
And you decide to do it on the 22nd. Now, the last time you spoke to him about it was before you went to your mother's. Is that right?
Yes.
When did you finish that job?
I did not finish the job because the cabinets had to be measured after the wall was down. So the guy had to come in and take measurements, and by that time he was gone.
So what you're telling me, sir, is first you knocked down all the walls and then somebody was coming to take
Not
down
all
measurements?
the walls. I knocked some of the plaster off the front wall, and that's what you see there.
Why in the last 6 months have you not completed the house?
Because I don't need to go fast anymore. We agreed that if he stayed in the house while I was doing the demo, I would do sections at a time and complete them.
Sir, I don't believe a word that comes out of your mouth. I don't believe a word that comes out of your mouth. When somebody does work on a kitchen, first they have somebody come in and take measurements. They plan it out. What they don't do is they don't take down all the walls and then say, now I'm going to get somebody to come in, and now they're going to take measurements. Your problem, Mr. and Mrs. Wagner, is that you accepted a resolution of this problem.
That's not true, Your Honor.
You let me finish. If you had said, I'm going to pay you your rent, I'm not accepting $200 for the damage that you did, then I would say to you, you have a claim. But when you accept a settlement, which is what you did, you're still stuck, but there's one thing that you're not stuck for, and you're not stuck for the fact that he trespassed on your property because you paid April's rent, and he has no right to come into your property without giving you adequate notice, which you did not do, because the fact that you may have said to him, if I believed you, which I don't, listen, I want to do some demolition and some light work in the house. And people who live 2 feet away from you, you couldn't come in and say, listen, can you get your stuff together because I'm coming in tomorrow or in 2 days to fix it. I don't believe that. You had no business being there. Judgment for the plaintiff for $2,000. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, folks. Have a seat.
Miss Casimir, this is your son?
Yes.
You weren't there this day when this unfortunate incident took place. Your son was there with his girlfriend?
Yes.
His girlfriend here?
Yes. Samantha.
Could you sit down, please? I may ask for you later. Are you Samantha's mom?
I'm her guardian. I'm her grandmother.
Okay, good. Why don't you step up here, Samantha? Chris, it is your claim that Mr. Randolph here assaulted you.
Yeah.
Out of the blue, for nothing. And you want him to pay for your medical bills and your pain and suffering. Mr. Randolph says that you were going to assault him, so he merely hit you first, and you fell down. He doesn't think that he assaulted you that badly, but that right after that, your girlfriend, that would be Samantha over here, took out a knife and stabbed him in his heart, and he almost died.
Oh, my God.
Shh. right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. On what date did this happen, Chris?
It was June 22nd.
At what time?
About 8 o'clock.
At night?
Yeah.
And you and Samantha had been out for the day, is that right?
Yeah, me and Samantha and my friend Ryan.
You were standing waiting for a train, and you said you saw Mr. Randolph with several other people.
Yes.
Who were you with, Mr. Randolph?
I was with...
Look at my eyes. I want you to keep your eyes on my eyes.
I was with 4 other members of my football team.
So there were 5 of you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were also waiting for a train?
Yes, Your Honor.
How old are you?
18.
How old are you?
15.
How old are you?
16.
Ever been arrested, Chris?
No.
You? Other than for this incident?
No.
Never?
Never.
What about you, Mr. Randolph? Ever been arrested?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
You want to tell me when the last time was that you were arrested?
I'd say it would have to be about a year ago.
For what? Make sure.
It was for,
you get it right.
It was for an assault charge, and they had dropped the charges, found out that it was provoked by 2 other people.
An assault charge. And when prior to that incident a year ago were you arrested?
I was arrested about 6 months before that for an auto theft charge. My friend had broken into a car.
That was also somebody else's fault?
It was my fault for sitting in the car.
So that was 6 months before. Now let's go back immediately prior to that, sir.
I was also arrested for the same thing.
Also, a mistake. You keep having the same mistakes. It's almost like Groundhog's Day. I'm just setting the stage, sir, because I've read your answer. Your answer is that they're really lucky because they almost killed me in this unprovoked attack. So you're standing waiting for the train. What happened, Chris?
A couple of my friends came up because the train was running really late. And then Austin and Kent came up to me.
Did you know him from before?
No.
Did you know the person that he was with?
No.
What happened when Mr. Randolph came up to you, Chris?
Can I, be straight with it?
Yeah. I want you to be straight with it.
I mean, he said, came up to him and said, my friend says you're talking. And I'm just like, well, I wasn't. And he just asked the same thing again. And so I'm looking at Samantha and my friend's just like, what's going on? And that's when he hit me, and I wasn't looking at him or anything.
Where did he hit you?
Side of my face.
And what happened when he hit you? You fell?
Yes.
What did you do when he fell?
I screamed, and I was looking in my purse for keys or something to defend him with.
Did Mr. Randolph back off after he hit him?
No, he lunged forward like he was going to kick him while he was on the ground. And
so you got scared?
Yes, I got scared, and that's when I stabbed him. I just nicked him. Apparently, it was only a 1-inch wound.
Tell me your version, sir.
Your Honor, I was downtown with my friends and my friend Demetrius, who I met up with later on. He did not come down there with me, but he was down there already with one of his friends. My friend, the kid that I just met, who I know now, is not my friend because this kid obviously wasn't talking about me.
Which kid wasn't talking about you? This young
Chris
man.
Obviously wasn't talking about me.
Right.
That I see now. But the kid that I had just met had came up to me and told me that he was talking about me, saying, he heard about I got beat up, he could beat me up, all this and this.
This young man was talking about how he could beat you up.
Yes, that's what I was told.
That's what you were told.
And I laughed.
And just a second. And this bothered you.
Yes.
Why would that bother you?
Because I was arrogant. And I felt like I had something to prove. Like I don't want to allow someone to think that they can beat me up. So
just a second, I want to tell you something.
Yes, ma'am.
Byrd could beat you up. And I want to tell you something else, Mr. Randolph. Even I could beat you up. I fight really dirty. So you went over to him and you said to him what, sir?
I asked him, was he talking crap about me? And he said no, but he was more defensive about it. He was like, no, but what is it? I don't have a problem. And he
said no, but I won't want to have a problem.
Yeah, and then a couple of his friends started to come up and stand behind him. So my friends came over and stood behind me. He said, no. So I went to turn. I was like, all right, I don't want any problems. I've had problems in the past. I'm kind of just going to drop it. I went to turn. When I turned, he started to move his skateboard. I thought for sure that he was going to hit me with the skateboard when I turned. So I reacted. I only hit him once, and he
That's
hit the
all
ground
it
and I
takes,
backed
sir.
up.
So after you hit him, what happened?
I fell to the ground and she stabbed me, Samantha. She proceeded to run onto the light rail.
She stabbed you?
Yes.
That's what happens. Crap happens.
He hopped up immediately and ran after her on the light rail when he covered her body to protect her from about 6 or 7 other gentlemen that were pounding him in his head.
These other 6 or 7 gentlemen, who were they?
Some of them were friends with me, some of them I didn't even know.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I ask why a 15-year-old girl is not carrying a lip gloss at the ball, but she's carrying a steak knife in her purse.
I want to tell you something.
This is not a 1-inch gash.
I want to tell you something. I don't care if it's a 1-inch gash or a 6-inch gash. He's a big troublemaker. Put your hands down.
And later today.
He threatened me.
Listen to me. He did not threaten you when he gave you the $1,000.
He was restraining me in his home.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chris Casimir says fellow student Austin Randolph assaulted him at a train station. Austin says during the fight, Chris's girlfriend stabbed him in the heart.
Now, aside from the fact that at age 18 you've developed quite a criminal history, you don't appear to be an unintelligent person. I mean, the fact that you're dumb doesn't necessarily make you unintelligent. You can speak. So, but for the fact that you went up to this young man and started up with him, would any of this have happened?
No, it would not have.
There you go. So whose fault is it that you got stabbed in the heart?
It's mine.
Perfect. I love it. And whose fault is it that he got pummeled to the ground?
Mine.
There we go. Can I see your medical bills, please? Now you got it. You have anything you want to say? He said it all right so far. He probably wasn't going to say it all right, but he probably realized
Yes, Your Honor, I would like to say something. If I could,
sure.
Please. May I stand?
Sure. I'd like to hear you.
Yeah. You know, yes, my son has had a history. We all make mistakes. He's learning from them. And, you know, this has been taken to court with Samantha as well. May I ask why a 15-year-old girl is not carrying a lip gloss at the ball, but she's carrying a steak knife in her purse?
I want to tell you something.
This is not a 1-inch gash.
I want to tell you something. I don't care if it's a 1-inch gash or a 6-inch gash.
What you did to my son.
Listen to me. I don't care if it's a 1-inch gash or a 6-inch gash. This is what he did. To start with. Now, the fact that she had a weapon in her purse to defend him, to make sure that he didn't get hurt any worse, good for her. And I'm glad she didn't have a lip gloss.
Unbelievable.
I'm glad she didn't have a lip gloss because I don't know what else your son and or his friends would have done to this young man and or this young woman. He's a big troublemaker. Put your hands down. He's a big troublemaker. This is what he did. For no reason, because he's a bully. And you should have gotten that word a long time ago when he was 14, when the first time he was arrested. Idiot. That's why people walk around with weapons in their pocket, because of his behavior. In any event, at least your son is intelligent enough to know not to fall into my mouth. I don't know where he was going to start with today, but at least he finished in the right place. I suggest you get there, too. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
The judge hit it right on the head.
Gave me nosebleeds and I had no equilibrium all summer.
I was having a lot of problems then, and I don't have problems anymore.
This kid definitely is a troublemaker. She stabbed him in the heart. He had open heart surgery, you know, and she had taken from him. They chipped her tooth, ripped her clothes. They were all beat up.
I was the captain of the wrestling team. I ran track. That's not possible anymore.
It's not the money, the principle of the thing, and I'm just glad that, you know, everybody saw him for what he is.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Grandy versus Green. Step forward.
Truck driver Scott Grandy is suing his ex-girlfriend, bank representative Jennifer Green, for a loan to move. Jennifer says Scott forced her to take the money.
Mr. Grandy, you and Miss Green dated for a period of time, and you claim that while you were dating, you made a loan to her in the amount of $1,000.
That is correct.
And then Miss Green decided to reconcile with her husband. You want your money back.
That's correct.
Ms. Green says that there was no way this was a loan, this was a gift, and there was never any agreement for her to repay you. So when did you start to date Ms. Green, and was she married at the time or just separated from her husband?
At the time, I thought she was divorced, but I don't know if that's a fact now.
Where did you meet her?
Well, I met her through mutual friends at the bank that she worked at.
Give me the month and year.
June 2003.
Tell me about this loan.
She wanted to borrow some money.
What did she need the money for?
To pay probably rent and bills. I didn't really go into too much of what she needed to pay.
Did you give a check or cash?
Cash.
And what agreement did you make with regard to her repaying the money?
Well, we were dating at the time, so I just said, hey, Jen, you need the money, you need to pay some bills. Do what you have to do, just repay me back, when you can, pretty much. Because you're dating at the time, I'm not really thinking, you think you're going to have a relationship that may, it's probably going to go further or whatever, and I didn't really put a time limit on it.
Right.
Actually, Your Honor, we started dating roughly October of 2004 after I was separated and going through my divorce. During our relationship, there had been a few instances where he'd been verbally abusive.
I'm not interested in his being verbally abusive.
Okay. When I had gone to his house to tell him, you know what, it's over, we're done, he pushed an envelope across the table at me, and I said, I don't want what you have to give me. We had a discussion, and then he opened the envelope. He handed me, or he put on the table this note here and $1,000 in cash.
Let me see the note. Go ahead.
And at that time, he handed me the $1,000, and it just sat on the table. I said, I don't want your money. Yes, I was a single mom. Yes, I was in the midst of a bad divorce, but I was not about to take charity or handouts. I never had in the past. He then proceeded to keep pushing the money at me, and then when I tried to leave, he restrained me. He would stand in front of the door. He would not let me leave. He was holding me. He kept shoving the money in my pocket. I kept taking it out and I put it on the table.
Bottom line, you walked out of the house and you got into your car?
I got into my car.
Shh, listen to me very carefully. And when you got into your car and you drove away, where was the money?
The money was on my person.
So despite the fact that we went over there to tell him that it's over and we don't take charity, you still left the house with the money.
Yes, that's true.
And you spent the money.
Correct, I did, to move.
You spent...
He was stalking me, Your Honor. I have a restraining order against him because of this.
You spent the money.
Correct. Your Honor, there's a lot that precedes the money that was gifted to me.
Show it to him. I'm not saying it wasn't a gift. I'm just saying that you weren't a very smart gal to take it. I'm not saying that he expected to be repaid. I don't think he expected to be repaid based upon what I've heard so far. I'm telling you that you're not a very smart girl. Because if you have somebody who's, according to you at least, has been verbally abusive, because that's what you tried to get into before, who stalked you, you have a restraining order against them. One of the things I would do is, if somebody feels like an idiot, a real schlemiel, because they've given you money, and you go back to your husband, which you did.
No, I did not.
Well, according to him, he came back from vacation, he found your husband at your house.
We have a child together, Your Honor.
Put your hand down. But you don't take the money, because that makes him feel like a bigger idiot. Now, I'll hear you.
Your Honor, I was in love with her. I was helping her out.
I got it.
Okay.
There was no contract.
Right.
There was hurt feelings, because you felt like an idiot. You felt like a fool, like maybe she made a little bit of a fool out of you.
Well, when I caught her with her ex-husband, it was pretty much cut and dry.
Okay. Well, in any event.
But anyway.
Go ahead.
I do have evidence of the stop payment check. I do have a text message I'd like you to look at saying that she owes me the money.
Let me see it.
You just need to scroll down. Thank you.
Could you do that for me? You know I'm electronically challenged. Don't bother trying to cash that check. I stopped payment on it. You will get your money back. Leave me alone. Did you send him that?
Yes, I did. The day he came over to my house, my ex-husband was at my home, correct, with my daughter. Scott shows up out of the blue like he did often. He started becoming verbally abusive with me. I told my husband, you stay in here with our daughter. He was being confrontational with me.
How much after he gave you the $1,000 did he show up at your house?
Maybe a week. I'm not sure of the exact time period.
So very, very shortly thereafter.
Correct.
And was it the same house that you had been in while you were dating?
Correct.
So I assume you still had the money?
Correct.
Why didn't you give it back to him? That's what he wanted.
He had gifted it to me.
No, that's not what I'm asking you, Miss Green. Put your hand down. You told me me a moment ago that the reason that you spent the money was to move because you got a restraining order against him, but that's a lie.
No, that's true.
No, that's a lie. Because at the time he came to the house and found your husband there, and you gave him this check, because I read your answer, you gave him a check and you balled it up and you threw it at him, and then you stopped payment on it the next day, right? So you knew he wanted his money back, and you still had his money because you hadn't moved yet.
I was in the process of moving, Your Honor.
You had the money because you hadn't moved yet.
I didn't see any moving boxes.
Just a sec. Listen to me.
Okay, sorry.
What I'm telling you is, you don't get off easy when you're a user. And I don't buy the fact that somebody forces you to take $1,000 or any money.
He was threatening me, Your Honor.
What?
He threatened me. Listen to me. He did not threaten you when he gave you the $1,000. He was restraining me in his home.
You were in your car. Throw it out the window. Throw it out the window. And when he came to your house and he wanted his money, what you do is you say, here's your $1,000. Put your hand down.
Sorry.
Here's your $1,000. Don't bother me or my family anymore. You don't be a stupid taker. And take the $1,000 and say, now I'm going to get a restraining order that makes him feel like a fool. More of a fool than he already was. So you're not a nice person, amoral, but she doesn't owe you the money because it wasn't a loan. It was a gift. Grow up. It's a gift. Keep your money where it belongs. That's all. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Schonk, you and Miss Casey had a 7-year relationship and lived together for most of that time, I gather. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you had a rather acrimonious breakup, and each of you claim property loss, that the other is holding property that belongs to the other. You claim, in addition, that she filed false police reports about you, indicating that you had assaulted and threatened her, which caused you loss of business and income. So I want you to tell me exactly what it is that you are complaining about, that she owes you.
I have a list here, Your Honor, of the items which were not returned to me. She also threw all my belongings that she did get returned to me in the swimming pool, including books, pictures.
Had you been living together up to that time?
Yes, ma'am, for 7 years.
Okay. And on what date did you leave the house, and under what circumstances?
I believe it was the 6th of May was the date of the restraining order.
Tell me what happened on the 6th of May.
During the day, she was telling me that she was getting a restraining order and having me removed from the property, and I kept telling her that I didn't feel she had a right to a restraining order because I'd been peaceful. She kept on. Well, I got angry, and that night I had a few beers with my friends, and I went to her house. I woke her up quietly. I said, Charlene, we need to talk about this. We need to work this out. She pulled a pillow over her head and yelled at me that tomorrow the police would be escorting me out of there. And I said, how are you going to do that? And she said, well, I'll make something up.
That's not true. Did the police come the next day?
The police did come that evening, I guess. I don't know. I left and had no further dealings with Charlene since.
Okay. Can I see that list of property, please?
I do have police reports, too.
Just a minute. Okay, you got a lot of stuff here from a 7-year relationship that ends with the statement, all you really want is my horse Elvis, that you value at $4,000.
And my picture of my son.
And your picture of your son. Now, where is this horse?
She told the officer that she wasn't giving me the horse.
Whose horse is it?
Mine.
It was my horse, Your Honor.
My horse.
Just a second.
Sorry.
Tell me when you got the horse.
Your Honor, this horse here is Rowdy. I purchased him early on in the carriage business. And
you and the defendant had started a carriage horse business.
Right.
Okay. And you took people around in rides for events?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And did weddings and other types of events. I purchased this horse here, and he was really good for the business, but he really hated for people to pet him, that strangers. So we kept looking for another horse. We found another horse. Charlene purchased the other horse. sold this horse and put the money from this horse into her account to replace the other horse.
Well, how much was Rowdy?
Elvis cost $1,800, and we sold Rowdy for $2,000.
And you were in business at that time with the
Yes,
defendant
ma'am.
that you both worked in.
Yes, ma'am. I have the franchise agreement here showing that we were partners in the business.
Let me just see that, please. And what about your son's wall picture? Do you have that, Ms. Casey?
Yeah, I have that. He can have that back.
Fine.
We also had purchased a trailer together, which I have proof of that here also.
It's also a lie.
Did you do any other work, Mr. Schonk, in the time that you were running this carriage business?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you do any other work at the time
Yes.
you were running this carriage
Yes.
business?
I had 2 jobs.
Okay. Now, where's the horse?
The horse is, okay, I bought the horse.
Just I asked you a question. Where's the horse?
The horse has been traded for another carriage.
What'd you do with the money that you got from the Rowdy horse?
That went back into the business.
Fine. I mean, you entered into a business arrangement with him. Sure you did.
I have my sole proprietorship of my business.
What was he doing there? Were you paying him a salary?
He was keeping all the money he made himself. Every
Were you
money
paying
he made,
him a salary?
No. Okay. Yes, he was making money off the weddings we did, but as we did downtown work, the money we made nightly, he pocketed in his money. I put mine in my business account. He took his and put it in his pocket. I didn't get none of that money. None of it.
Well, you must have shared expenses in the house.
I paid my bills. He bought horse feed and hay on occasion.
All right.
Okay?
Listen to me. This is very difficult. When people live together and aren't married, it's complicated enough. And then when you enter into a business that each of you work in, it makes it even more difficult. You paid $1,800 for this horse, Elvis. Is that right?
Out of my money.
Stop.
My personal.
You paid $1,800 for this horse, Elvis. You got some money for Rowdy. Rowdy went into the business account.
Right.
Fine. All right. $900 in his picture. Okay. What other property, sir?
This trailer, Your Honor, we bought this trailer together, and she sold the trailer also.
When?
Since 16th of April.
So, you were still living together.
According to the paperwork here, it was supposed to be in both of our names, and I don't know how she sold it without my signature on the title.
Let me see.
Well, I have the title.
Let me see.
Registration. Can I say something?
In a minute. Well, it's registered in the name of Charlene Casey or John Schonk.
On the top line there where I circled, Your Honor, it says if this box is not checked, it's assumed as and.
It says or.
On the application for title,
I don't care what the application
okay.
is. This is what the title says.
Okay.
Title says or. How much did you sell the trailer for?
$1.
Prove it.
Well, I sold it to my daughter. I didn't have her sign anything, but I have a promissory note where I borrowed money to buy that trailer, and I paid it in full.
Let me see.
He paid no money towards the trailer, Your Honor. I paid it all. I sold another horse trailer to buy that horse trailer,
And what'd you put it in his name for, too?
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
I don't even know.
I don't know either.
Being nice.
Now you got to pay for it.
Can I show you my other evidence?
Just a second.
Please? Okay.
Listen to me.
All right.
You did it. No court is going to go back 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to figure out what was going through your mind when you put this in both names. You put it in both names. Do you understand?
Yes, and I know why I did.
I don't know why you did. You wanted to be nice because you were living with him as a family and you were going into business with him. And it was supposed to be a business that you were going to work up, make a living from, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't sell the trailer to your daughter for $1 because that's a lot of who shot John. Don't play with me, madam. Don't play with me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
When he threw the phones across the room, I jumped out of bed and grabbed the phones and dialed 911 and stuck it underneath the sheets. He told me that he was going to rape me, and then I clicked off the phone, but she heard him say he was going to F me up.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Schonk says ex-girlfriend Charlene Casey threw his belongings into the swimming pool. Charlene says John stole her horse carriage.
What's next, sir? Anything else?
She made false report to Crime Stoppers accusing me of stealing the carriage. This is the original carriage that that started the business, and she led them to believe that it was a random burglary that...
Did you take one of the carriages, sir?
I took 2 of them, Your Honor.
2?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are they?
I have them both.
You do?
Yes, ma'am.
How much do they cost when they were purchased?
One of them was $4,200, I believe, and the other one was...
और ये सनावर हमारा कंप्यूटर ऑपरेटर है और ये यास भाई बैठे हुए हैं। इधर जाहिर साहब बैठते हैं, वो भी सिगरेट पी रहे हैं बाहर। और इधर हमारे डायरेक्टर साहब बैठते हैं, वो आज शायद छुट्टी पर होंगे। ऑडियो नहीं ना, वीडियो लानी है सोने। और ये जाहिर साहब बाहर सिगरेट सूटे लगा रहे हैं अभी तक। और ये जाहिर साहब एंटर होने लगे हैं और ये जाहिर साहब आ गए। हाँ जी, अभी काम में गया कितने आहो तो क्राइम वाला था।
साहब ने साहब ने
हाँ जी
साहब वीडियो बना रहे हैं, एसपी का ऑफिस है।
डायरेक्टर साहब है, डायरेक्टर साहब है।
डायरेक्टर साहब नहीं आए साहब लगे मोटा पाना होटल पे ये
पाओ
खालिद मोटर ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ? ਹਾਂ ਉਹਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਸੀ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਮੁੱਛਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਐਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਦਾ। ਆਹੋ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਰਕਸ਼ਾਪ ਦੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਦੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਬਣਾਉਂਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਟਿਕਟੌਕ। ਅੱਛਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋ ਐਂਜੀ
ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ
ਬਣਾ ਆਪਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੱਸੀ ਮਜ਼ਾਕ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਬਣਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ।